This is live only on Talksport with Stan Collymore and Sam Matterface.
A rivalry forged in history, as volatile and as ferocious as ever. Welcome to the biggest game on planet football this weekend. It's Manchester United and Liverpool. The two teams stride out from the Old Trafford tunnel away to our left and onto the lush green turf in front of us, knowing that it's pivotal for both these two teams to register a win in what is starting to be dubbed the biggest game in English football, the English Classico. Well, if doing the same thing is boring and repetitive, then try telling the United fans that it's not for the best. You see, they've got rather used to doing the same thing against Liverpool. 5 times in the last 7 meetings, they have beaten the opponent they loathe more than they loathe Louis van Gaal's training methods. Old Trafford is vibrant, Old Trafford is clanging, Old Trafford is ready for the biggest game of the weekend. So let's get the teams.
Manchester United.
3 changes from the side that lost against Swansea. You know about Rooney. De Gea is back and Carrick is fit. It's De Gea in goal, the back 4 of Darmian, Smalling, Blind and Shaw. Carrick and Schweinsteiger will hold in midfield. Mata, Herrera and Memphis play behind Marouane Fellaini. On the bench, Morgan Schneiderlin, Anthony Martial, Ashley Young, Antonio Valencia, Paddy McNair, Marcus Rojo and Sergio Romero.
Liverpool.
Just the one change for Liverpool, who is still without Jordan Henderson. Ings comes in for the suspended Coutinho. It's Mignolet in goal, Klein, Skirtle, Lovren, Gomez, Chan, Lucas and Milner. Then Firmino, Benteke and Ings up front. On the bench, Sacco, Toure, Moreno, Jordan Ibe, Jordan Rossiter, Divock Origi and Adam Bogdan. Let's get a quick take on the two teams with the former Liverpool striker Stan Collymore. Stan, does this look like Manchester United are going to go route 1 today?
Good afternoon, good evening everybody. I don't think necessarily route 1, but it's certainly an option for them. I think that Juan Mata and Memphis have to provide support, and as does Ander Herrera with the pace. Because in Marouane Fellaini you've got a player that is completely different to a Rooney, completely different to Anthony Martial in terms of their movement. So if you're going to stick him in the side, you've got to use him. And I think that actually today against Dejan Lovren, that hasn't played well for Liverpool so far this season, he can be bullied, he can be twisted, he can be turned. And I'm pretty sure that Marouane Fellaini will play on the former Southampton front man.
Well, after breaking through Sir Bobby Charlton's milestone for England in midweek, Wayne Rooney misses the chance to end his Premier League goal-scoring drought with an injury. Now, unless Jordan Rossiter comes off the bench today, listen to that, by the way, that's for David De Gea. It will be the first time since 1992 that no Mancunian has played in this fixture for Manchester United, and there's no Liverpudlian to represent Liverpool. It's a rivalry that is now lacking a unique bit of localness. All eyes are on it, though. They always are. It's Manchester United against Liverpool, and it's live on the biggest sports radio station in the world.
38 domestic titles, 8 champions of Europe, numerous FA Cups, League Cups, Cup Winners' Cups, FIFA World titles and UEFA Cups. But this is the real important one, the league game between the two here and at Anfield. Been privileged to play in it. Let's get it on.
We're off and underway. Liverpool starting the game in white shirts, white shorts, white socks, shooting from right to left towards the Stretford end. And Manchester United in those blood red shirts with white shorts, same as Liverpool, and black socks shooting from left to right. The ball is high up inside the Manchester United half, and aiming for it was Benteke, cleared away by the left fullback Luke Shaw, but then picked up by Firmino, combines with Benteke. Fast start by Liverpool, trying to pop it around inside Manchester United territory, over on that far side in front of the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. On what is still a very bright afternoon, if you've been in the northwest or the top part of the Midlands today, you'll know that some of the weather was horrendous earlier on today, but it's bright sunshine here as these two teams clash at Old Trafford. We're on halfway. Ings, who had a really good game here for Burnley last season, gets the ball back to the right-hand side. Firmino concedes possession, then plays it off of Memphis on that far touchline, and it goes out for a throw halfway inside United territory. Atmosphere electric, Stan.
Absolutely. I think that the fact that left David De Gea till last, just wanted to amp the crowd up even a little bit more. Liverpool started brightly, trying to filter the ball up to Christian Benteke is the pivot, and then get him to pop it off left or right to Firmino. And an important role for Danny Ings today, because I think that Manchester United, particularly with Darmian and Juan Mata, are strong down that right-hand side, so he's going to have a defensive role today. Danny Ings too for Liverpool.
And he's on the halfway line now, stopping Mata, or hoping to stop Mata from progressing forward, but he's got it back to Schweinsteiger, who played against Germany, for Germany against Poland and Scotland in the international break. He clears down the left, it's picked up in the heart of the Liverpool defence by Martin Skrtel, and Liverpool have possession once again, as they have done a lot in the early exchanges of the game. We've played 2 minutes, you're listening to Talksport, and we're live at Old Trafford for the big game between Manchester United and Liverpool. It's with Chris Smalling now, deep inside his own territory, just about 5 or 6 shades in front of the D away to our left-hand side. And a really good game, I thought, for England against Switzerland. Combines with Carrick, who missed that with injury, but he's back and fit, available for them today, which is a good thing really, because they tend to win a lot more of their games when he's in the side. Carrick sweeps the ball out to the far left. Just in front of the halfway line is Shaw, who nips inside past Firmino and runs into Liverpool territory. His pass off to the left, and Herrera wasn't great. Herrera keeps it alive though and tucks it back to Schweinsteiger. He just slows things down a little bit. It's played square to Carrick, up to Mata, then back to Carrick again. He looks up, wants Darmian to come for it, does. This is good passing from Manchester United. Infield to Mata. Now it's back with Schweinsteiger again. Now to the left and Shaw. He's got Fellaini up in front of him, being marshalled by Skrtel. It's out to Memphis, who's hugging the far touchline on the left-hand side. Into Fellaini again. Memphis, very tight, and they're pressing hard, Liverpool, but they can't win the ball back off of Manchester United. When the ball goes up to Marouane Fellaini, he must make sure that he plays up against Lovren and Skrtel and not do as he did then, which is drift all the way back to the midpoint of his own half, because then if he plays it to one of his attacking midfielders, Sam, there's nobody in front to be able to play the ball into. Has to be disciplined, Marouane Fellaini, for Manchester United today. Mignolet under pressure, kicks clear, and only to Schweinsteiger, who finds Shaw. He in turn gives it to Ander Herrera on the left edge of the Liverpool box. It's back to Schweinsteiger with a little Cruyff turn, takes it away from Firmino, and it's back to the left once again, and then Schweinsteiger's got it, and then Carrick, midway inside Liverpool territory. 0-0 on Talksport. Manchester United against Liverpool. It's with Shaw now, trying to burst his way down into the left wing position. Tracked by Milner. His cross wasn't great, and it's easily away by Liverpool. And now Ings is trying to spark a counter-attack. Could be a pivotal game for both Louis van Gaal and Brendan Rodgers, who has won just 4 league games since mid-March. Liverpool were beaten here 3-0 last season. You'll remember that game, Stan, we were here together. But they had chances galore in that match, and afterwards they went on a fabulous run. I think it was the first day that Brendan Rodgers tried 3 at the back and Sterling up top. He missed a couple of chances that afternoon, but it was the start of good things for Liverpool. Yeah, they've got to improve their away form, without a doubt. One of the last 7 in the league away from home. And we've been a little shot shy with an experimental 3 or 4 up front. Vitally important that those results start to happen sooner rather than later for Brendan Rodgers, in a convincing fashion as well. Mata halfway, he's hemmed in by 3 white shirts, gets out of it, finds Daley Blind, who looks as if he is the very talented kid that's playing out of position in the Manchester United team. He is a very good technical footballer, but his stature is not that of a central defender. He is playing alongside Smalling once again, as he has done for the whole of the season. Here is Schweinsteiger flicking the ball infield to Carrick. Carrick looking up. Schweinsteiger had made a run, darting forward to the edge of the area. Carrick ignored him. I was going to say, Michael Carrick 10 yards into the Liverpool half, looking to dink the ball over the top, not for Mata, not for Memphis, but for Bastian Schweinsteiger. Makes a really positive run forward. That'll be interesting to watch, see if he can maintain that over a half, never mind 90 minutes. I think he's just testing the hammies now. Ball played down the right-hand side, looking for Ander Herrera, who's rapid. It's cleared away by the central defender Dejan Lovren, and then it's with Joe Gomez, who's playing at left fullback. Played right fullback for the England under-21s in midweek. In fact, he played a lot of football at right back for Charlton last season, and those in and around Liverpool have been telling me that really and truly he's a centre-back in the making. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0 on Talksport with Sky Sports, the home of the Barclays Premier League for the next 4 seasons. Ball back with Daley Blind. Manchester United, who, if reports are to be believed, were moaning about the fact, the players were moaning about the fact that there was a lot of possession-based football, have certainly, after an erratic first 2 or 3 minutes, dominated possession in the game. They're popping it around beautifully, but so far haven't got anywhere near the final third to really trouble Simon Mignolet or the Liverpool defence. 0-0.
And likewise for Manchester United, they've got decent possession of the football. Schweinsteiger and Michael Carrick just sat in front of the back four. And we mentioned with Danny Ings playing in an unfamiliar role to the left of Christian Benteke, so not playing as the last man, which is his favoured position, of course, and was.
Mata trying to get round the back. The offside flag is up on this near side by Stuart Burton. It's distributed poorly by Mignolet and then chipped towards goal by Fellaini. Well, that was terrible from Simon Mignolet. The Liverpool defence in 6s and 7s once again. Lovren turning round to Mignolet and having a word with him. Mignolet looking a little bit embarrassed, but Fellaini there almost took advantage. It was sloppy. He went to bowl it out. He threw it straight at Mata. It came back to Fellaini, who was 25 yards from goal. And here they come again. Memphis bursting away from the defender. Moves into the left edge of the penalty area. Got some support from Herrera. Takes it to the byline. Sends the cross in. It's too close to the goalkeeper and he catches it. But Liverpool there looking a little bit nervy at the back, and Manchester United failing to make them pay.
If you're a goalkeeper and you've got the ball in your hands on the penalty spot, you can usher your back four forward or into wide positions either side of the 18-yard box, let them get out. What you saw there was Simon Mignolet have the ball and he was looking to roll it to the left full-back Gomez, and quite simply Juan Mata was prowling around and picked his pocket. Crazy position for Simon Mignolet to be looking to take such an extravagant risk.
Sure. Manchester United coming forward again. Memphis getting it back rather fortuitously after a misplaced pass by Lucas. Decent cross towards the far post, looking for Fellaini, punched away by Mignolet and out towards this near side and relative safety. But you can feel Manchester United amping up the pressure here. It remains 0-0.
Well, certainly from a Manchester United perspective, the tails are up just a little bit. They're moving the ball into advanced positions. Fellaini's holding the ball up well and they're getting into crossing positions right and left. Liverpool back four, as we've mentioned, looking a little bit jittery, particularly the central defensive two. Just looking at them, I'm not seeing any communication between Dejan Lovren and Martin Skrtel. The best central defensive partnerships, or even some that just are, Chris Smalling, the way he's grown into his Manchester United role this season, having had a disappointing one last season. He talks a lot. You can see him having a chat with Daley Blind alongside him, where he wants him. Not seeing that at all from the Liverpool duo at the moment. Struggling to get out of their own half, the away side.
Ball played down the right-hand side for Manchester United, looking for Fellaini. A little bit of a bump with Lovren, which has gone in Liverpool's favour, and it's a free kick deep inside Liverpool territory. 9 minutes gone. Talksport, Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0. You were mentioning Liverpool's away record. Their away record against some of the big teams in the league is even more concerning. Manchester United, City, Arsenal and Chelsea. Provides grim reading. One win in 15 games away at those big boys, and that was here 18 months ago, and they will find themselves in trouble if they don't improve on that. Rather dauntingly, they have to play all of last season's top 5 away from home before November the 21st, Liverpool. Here's Lucas winning it ahead of Memphis, and it's in the right wing position. Milner is chasing, Blind goes across, Milner gets there, Shaw mops up for Manchester United, takes it towards the corner flag in the left position and then clears upfield towards halfway. Fellaini chests it down powerfully to Herrera, and then Memphis is going here. He's stuck on the afterburners, trying to squeeze in between two defenders. One of those was Lovren. Lovren is complaining that there was a dive there by Memphis. The referee today, who is Michael Oliver, just shakes his head and allows things to continue.
Well, the ball retention from Manchester United has been much better than Liverpool. You see that they're playing the ball, Liverpool, up to Christian Benteke. But when he's providing a platform, when he's looking to lay it off, very few options at the moment to be able to keep the ball, to be able to pass it, to be able to dominate in the central midfield area. Perhaps an Emre Can is the kind of player that can do that. A boss from central midfield, a big physical presence, but hasn't really got into the game yet, Sam.
He hasn't really got into the season yet, to be honest with you, and I was closely monitoring the game. I was commentating on the game between Germany and Poland, and he made his debut in that match in the international break. And he was played out of position at right fullback. I know he can play anywhere and he's a very talented individual, but I think maybe his versatility has caused him a few problems. He was just given a position, told to stick with it. He might well find his feet. And he's in that central midfield alongside Lucas and James Milner today. 0-0 the score on Talksport. Remember, tomorrow we're off to Sunderland to Tottenham the opponents, both those two looking for their first wins. Here's Darmian down the right-hand side. He's got the better of Gomez, into the box, pulls it back, comes towards Fellaini, can't control, takes a deflection, tries to bring it down. Lucas is there to come across, nips it out to the near side, the left, and then Gomez manages to clear from the left full-back position.
Michael Carrick at his very best. 10 yards into the Liverpool half, just slightly to the right of the centre circle, just clips a beautiful ball in behind Joe Gomez. And Darmian, we've seen him do it time and time again prior to coming to Manchester United. He'll run up and down that flank all day, whips the cross in hard and low, but unfortunately for the home side, Fellaini just couldn't quite get the touch to be able to see himself teed up for the strike.
Good start from Manchester United, still 0-0, but they've had the better of the game inside the Liverpool half, and now it's with Daley Blind bringing it out of defence, and that's a poor ball. He was looking for Herrera to come short towards him. He was caught in two minds and it ran through to Gomez, who's now sprinting away down this left-hand side. There was a little foul on Danny Ings.
He's a huge athlete, isn't he, Joe Gomez?
I think that's why they think he's going to be a central defender.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, look at him, and he's got the sort of barrel chest of a Micah Richards, but a taller, more elongated, stretched out version, a taller version, and quite rangy like Richards as well. Not kind of super sharp over 2 or 3 yards, but he's more rangy in his movement. But he's certainly caught out of position midway through his own half. Carrick with a beautiful ball into that right-hand channel, and I think that perhaps one of the attacking features of Manchester United this season, once they all bed in and settle, will be the runs of Darmian down that right-hand side to supplement and complement players such as Memphis, such as Martial and Juan Mata, as and when they play in wide positions.
No real goal-scoring opportunities for either of these two sides thus far. Manchester United with 68% of the possession in the opening 13 minutes of the game. Just 5 goals scored between these two in the Premier League this season. Ball played forward by Skirtle, up to halfway. And that's a shifty looking pass back into central midfield by Firmino. It does come off to Lucas, and Lucas then rolls it to the left. Ings takes it towards the Manchester United penalty area, plays it behind the onrushing Firmino, and it's a chance for Manchester United to bring the ball out once again. It's all very tight inside their own half, and Carrick then rather professionally drawing the foul from Danny Ings, who really had no right to get it. That was a real experience head ran in front and across Danny Ings in order to make sure the referee gave him a free kick.
I think that for a passing side that Brendan Rodgers has tried to develop, you think of him as a coach at Swansea, coming into a Liverpool culture environment that is used to a very simple philosophy. Pass the ball 5 yards, take up a different position, receive the ball. Very simple, but that's what Barcelona essentially have done. And you can have a great crop of players or you can have a poor crop of players. That is the philosophy. But at the moment, Liverpool just not competing when it comes to possession. Need to take the sting out of the Manchester United counter-attacks and have a little bit more possession of their own, because when they get into 5 or 6 passes, they're either being hassled out of it or giving the ball away cheaply.
Well, they're not even counter-attacks from Manchester United. They're just attacks, aren't they? Because they haven't had to counter anything. That's the problem in the opening 14 minutes of the game. It remains 0-0. You're listening to Talksport. And United looking fitter and sharper. I'm not surprised by that. They may not like the training methods of LVG, but it's certainly making them fitter. They've covered more ground than any other side in the Premier League this season. And is that always a good thing, Stan?
To be able to go in and knock on the gaffer's door?
No, to be able to run further and faster than everybody else in the Premier League.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. You have to be very careful though, because you nowadays you beast all your run players, and they do have a little moan up, but they do look very sharp out the blocks today.
Herrera out to the left, midway inside Liverpool territory, gives it to Memphis, then gets it back again. Herrera turning and trying to play it back down the left channel. Nathaniel Klein didn't know what was going on behind him or in front of him. No one gave him a shout. He turned it straight out of play for the first corner of the game. He needn't have bothered. He had about 5 yards of space all around him.
Well, opportunity now over on the far side for this right-footed in-swinging corner. Manchester United have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red shirts in the box. Liverpool have every single Liverpool player back, either in the penalty box or just towards the kicker.
Memphis goes midway into the Liverpool half to give the ball back to Blind, who swirls across towards the far post. Stooping low to head it clear is Skirtle. Skirtle away to the edge of the penalty area. Firmino further. Carrick gets it back, sends it wide. Darmian with a chance to put the ball into the area. Finds Herrera. Herrera goes to turn, plays it off of Lovren, who turns it round the post, and it's out for another corner, this time on this near side, the Manchester United right. It's 0-0, but Manchester United on top in the big game of the day in the Barclays Premier League. Chelsea already beaten today by Everton. Manchester City scored a 90th minute winner away at Crystal Palace. Iheanacho with the goal in the last minute of the game down at Selhurst Park means there's 11 points between them and the champions. Corner kick to be taken by Memphis, in towards the near post. It's headed away by Benteke back there helping out the Liverpool defence. Controlled by Darmian, midway inside Liverpool's half. Out to the left now. Shaw canters forward, then stops as he runs into Firmino. Gives it left to first Schweinsteiger, then out to the left for Herrera. Produces a cross into the box. It's headed up into the air by the Liverpool defence, and then from the left fullback position, Danny Ings manages to clear up to halfway. It doesn't stick to Benteke, and Manchester United have got it back again.
Yeah, again, Liverpool can't hold it up on the halfway line. Benteke has to do much, much better when he's needed as an outlet. Fellaini, they're playing the ball into, and it is sticking. One of the added advantages, of course, that Manchester United have attacking what the scoreboard end away to our right is the fact that most of the from the penalty spot to the goal line is bathed in sunshine. The rest is in shade, and that means when you whip the ball in from the left and the right, Simon Mignolet and his back four having real problems reading the flight of the ball.
0-0. My spies tell me that they've been practicing this way ever since they thought that Wayne Rooney wasn't going to make it. Up to Fellaini, he holds it off, tries to bring Memphis, Herrera and Mata into play, and that's exactly how Manchester United have opened the exchanges here. That was poor from Lucas. He's given it to Memphis inside his own half, and about 20 yards in front of the halfway line, Carrick is in possession of the ball, shifts it to Ander Herrera, and then this near touch line, the Manchester United right, Darmian is waiting for it. Back to Ander Herrera once again. 0-0.
Very few turnovers. I hate to use an Americanism in terms of what Liverpool should be doing, but pretty much the whole of the midfield is midway through their own half of the pitch. Carrick and Schweinsteiger and Herrera almost having free run at the moment, free rein to be able to do what they like, to be able to pick out passes left, right and centre. And Liverpool just resorting to longer balls up to Christian Benteke instead of playing through midfield. That would be a concern. It's just very un-Liverpool-like and very un-Brendan Rodgers-like.
Well, Benteke is chasing this one down. He's on the edge of the penalty area. Smalling's got to be careful. He's won it and funneled it back towards Emre Can. Can trying to get into the box, goes on the outside of Darmian to the byline. Can he pull it back? No, Darmian has made sure that he doesn't. That's excellent defending by Matteo Darmian. And it's knocked down and away for a throw-in deep inside Manchester United territory in the left wing position.
And what did Benteke do finally? Held it up for 1, 2. You can almost count as a central striker at any level. 3 or 4 seconds, you hold it up, you wait for your midfielder to run off you, and that's exactly what he did. It dragged Liverpool players into good positions.
To Gomez, decent cross towards the far post looking for Benteke, headed away by Shaw, comes back out to the edge of the area where Klein is arriving, and he hits it on the run, well past the left-hand upright and out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0 on Talksport. Winless Sunderland against winless Tottenham tomorrow, 1:30. Live on Talksport. We've got Champions League action for you in midweek as well. Coming up Tuesday night, Champions League commentary of PSV Eindhoven against Manchester United with Danny Higginbottom and Jim Proudfoot. Updates on Manchester City and Juventus. On Wednesday night in kick-off, Champions League commentary of Dinamo Zagreb against Arsenal with Clive Allen and John Roeder. And Thursday night, we've got kick-off from 6 o'clock in the Europa League, Bordeaux against Liverpool with Ray Houghton and Andrew McKenna. Updates later on in the night from Tottenham against Qarabag and Ajax against Celtic. So it's wall-to-wall football on Talksport, but you're used to that.
I think it's the tale of the game thus far. Manchester United have dominated it, around 65 to 68% possession. But we've certainly seen none of the feistiness of games gone by. We've seen it the second most littered with red cards in the Premier League after Liverpool against Everton. There just haven't been those kind of crunching challenges from a Neville or a Carragher going in today. You'd see a bit more aggression if you're a Liverpool fan, a little bit more confidence perhaps, and for Manchester United perhaps a little bit better finishing when the ball arrives in the 18-yard box.
Lovren on halfway for Liverpool, who haven't created anything. David De Gea, who hasn't played the first 4 games of the Premier League season or the 2 in the Champions League, has been a spectator, as he has been for most of the season so far. 21 minutes gone. Here's James Milner, though, trying to do something about that on that far side. The Liverpool right was giving the ball away, and it's quickly played up beautifully towards Fellaini. And Shaw picked him out, but the offside flag went up very quickly on this near side.
One of the things that you rarely see in professional football, Marouane Fellaini running away with pace from 2 central defenders. played in the left channel. Slightly offside, not a striker, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't look across the line, then dip his shoulder, rush, or Lineker-esque, which saw them get into attacking positions many, many times.
He's certainly not Rush or Lineker-esque, is he? He's doing a job for Manchester United this afternoon. Juan Mata is chasing on this near touchline. Scored 3 goals in his last 2 appearances against Manchester United. And they found a place for him on the right-hand side of this Manchester United midfield. Oh, it's another sloppy ball forward by Lucas. It's given to Shaw, and now Memphis running to the left edge of the area, goes on the outside of Skirtle, gets to the byline, low ball in towards the near post, takes a couple of deflections, go behind and away for a corner kick. Well, Memphis was really running at pace as he cantered into the area there. It was a mistake by Lucas. Memphis picked up the baton and he ran and teased and tantalised the Liverpool defence before firing across through the area, which took a cannon and went out for a corner.
Well, Lucas is having one, to be perfectly honest, in front of the back four. He needs to get it and pass it and be confident in his passing. He's given it away several times now, putting Manchester United on the front foot yet again.
Blint's got it once more from the corner, left-footed, elevates it towards the far post. Mignolet comes out and swipes a punch at the ball in the glare of the sunshine and manages to connect and clear the area. And now here's a Liverpool counter-attack. Milner held up by Shaw. Excellent interception by Shaw. And now Manchester United have got 4-on-4 here if they use it properly. Memphis into the area. Klein is back. Deflection all the way through to the goalkeeper.
Memphis needs to undergo the kind of transformation at a big club that Eden Hazard has. When he gets the ball in really good positions and he starts running with it towards the left-hand corner of the 18-yard box, be reliable. He's got the pace, he's got the ability, he can scamper past people for fun, he's got a little trick, keeps the ball nice and close to his feet. But 2 or 3 times when he's made those really good runs from the left flank towards the left-hand side of the 18-yard box, he's looked to play the pass a little bit early, a little bit impetuous. Without doubt, though, got all the ingredients to be a top-quality player. His burst of speed alone, to be able to go past defenders, is going to be worth its weight in gold here at Old Trafford.
Louis van Gaal just sitting on the bench, mopping his brow, sitting next to the man he introduced at Old Trafford Cricket Club the other day as the likely next manager of Manchester United, in Ryan Giggs, who's wearing his tracksuit bottoms, his ankles visible above his tracksuit bottoms. 24 gone, Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0. This is Talksport. What do you make of that tactic from the corner kick? The idea of sending it short to Daley Blind, who's able then to cross the far post with Fellaini. They've done that twice now, Manchester United.
Well, obviously to open up the angle and whip it right in, it makes it very difficult for a goalkeeper when it's been whipped in at such pace on the angle.
Oh, that's good from Memphis, taking on Klein, getting into the area. Klein recovers really well, turns and runs inside the 18-yard box before funneling it all the way to halfway. United have got it back again. 0-0 the score. This is Talksport. Can't hear this game anywhere else other than us this afternoon. Delighted to be bringing it to you live and exclusive, as we did the last 2 last season as well. And the one at Anfield was particularly memorable for Stephen Gerrard, whose extracts of his new book I read in the Daily Mail today. Memphis shooting from 25 yards out.
That's exactly the kind of point.
Well, that's what you were saying earlier, a bit too selfish.
Right, so the little free kick, little short one. Schweinsteiger or Carrick, I'm not sure which, took it midway through the Liverpool half. 2 yards to Memphis. He's 40 yards out? 35 at the very least. Liverpool's back four laced across their 18-yard box. 3 or 4 Liverpool midfielders between him and the defenders, and then the defenders and Simon Mignolet and the goal. And he just basically puts his foot through it lazily and it goes wide. You wouldn't see top quality wide men doing that now. It's that kind of almost red mist moment, football in red mist, where you think, oh, I'm just going to do this off the cuff.
Something that Cristiano Ronaldo had to learn when he first got to Manchester United. Not too many flicks, tricks. Here's Danny Ings trying to scoop the ball forward for Benteke. And Benteke is just nudged off the ball by Daley Blind.
Well, that shouldn't happen. Really good defending by Daley Blind. Ball over the top. Benteke should be bullying him and badgering him all day long, but the Dutchman just uses his body, gets in between him and the Belgian, and sweeps away with the ball and keeps Manchester United in possession.
Fellaini trying to get on the end of a long ball forward by Mata. Comes off of a Liverpool head and out, and it's near side and away for a Manchester United throw. Let me give you the latest odds from Betfair, Talksport's official matchday live betting partner. With Betfair, you can cash out in play or single or accumulator bets to take your winnings before the end of the match. The latest odds: Manchester United even money, Liverpool 18-5. The draw is 9-5, and try cash out at betfair.com or download the app today. This is Talksport. in the sunshine in Manchester. The ball on the right of the Liverpool defence with Nathaniel Klein. He finds first Chan, then Lucas, then to the left and Gomez. Ings has it midway inside United territory, cuts past Darmian, then elevates a ball towards the far side. Firmino nods it down. Benteke tries to bring it down and shoot. Could have given it back to Firmino, and Firmino is trying to point that out to him. Meanwhile, Manchester United clear.
Well, good play by Danny Ings over on the left-hand side. He's virtually, 6 or 7 yards in from the left wing, midway through 90 off. Just drills it, Scholes-esque, if you like, to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. A little nod back to Christian Benteke. And you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to bring it down on his chest. And how many times have we seen that kind of, it's almost like Mark Hughes-esque scissor kick volley, isn't it, that he scored with several times? But Chris Smalling did very well. I have to say, Manchester United's back four and goalkeeper have been largely untroubled thus far. Bastian Schweinsteiger and Michael Carrick haven't had people running past them, either with or without the ball. So far, so good for the home side.
Schweinsteiger and Carrick are in cruise control, aren't they, in the central midfield area at present. When you mentioned Benteke, Graham Souness was saying this week that he could be a real superstar if he really wanted to be at Liverpool. What Liverpool need is the Christian Benteke that turns up every week, not the one that just turns up when he fancies it. He has 2 goals and 6 appearances against Manchester United, only one in his opening 4 games for Liverpool. Here's Schweinsteiger switching the play from the left-hand side, just over the halfway line, to deep towards the right, where it's picked up by Herrera, and then Darmian back to Herrera, tries to flick it into the path of Mata. Across comes Lovren, out of play. And away for a goal throw-in on this near side. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0 on Talksport with Sky Sports, the home of the Barclays Premier League for the next 4 seasons. I
think with Christian Benteke on the perceived effort scale, you're going to get something in between 2 recent Liverpool strikers. One is Luis Suarez and the other one's Mario Balotelli, and he's probably right in between them. He'll work much harder than Mario Balotelli, not very difficult, but nowhere near as hard in terms of hassling and harrying and leading the line as Luis Suarez. And that'll be enough to be a success for Liverpool, remains to be seen. And
Herrera has just won a free kick on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. He knew that Lucas was behind him. He knew that all he had to do was just allow the ball to run into his body, let it go across his feet, try and turn, and Lucas would bring him down. That's exactly what he did. He won the free kick, and now it's in a dangerous position for Manchester United. Near side the right, Memphis and Mata over it. Mata takes it left-footed, swirls it in towards the far post. Fellaini coming in underneath it, but the goalkeeper took charge of the situation. Mignolet coming out and snatching the ball above his compatriot, and then kicking aimlessly over halfway and giving it straight back to Manchester United.
I'm not sure I've seen a Liverpool side for quite some time, whether it be from the goalkeeper's hands or central defenders, launching the ball back to front. Genuinely, they've not really tried to get the ball down in play. I've seen very few triangles from Liverpool. There you go again, under very little pressure on the halfway line from Firmino. Just pass, take up a different position and keep possession of the football. They just haven't done it at all. I mean, I was told them, and from Liverpool fans that had seen Liverpool and suggested that might happen, but didn't expect to see it on a day like today. Expected them to go head-to-head.
Memphis making a mistake, winning the ball on the left-hand side. Klein making a mistake and then recovering and managing to get it out on the far touchline. But Liverpool certainly looking a little bit uncomfortable. Manchester United still haven't yet registered a shot on target in the game. It remains goalless on Talksport between Manchester United and Liverpool, these 2 arch rivals from the northwest. The sun just disappearing now behind Mignolet's goal away to our right-hand side. The supporters in the scoreboard end still with their hands on their brows to shield their eyes from the sun, but no longer is that a problem for Simon Mignolet. The ball clipped forward by Blint looking for Mata. It's away by the Slovakian Martin Skurt, who only had to play 1 game actually in the international break because of a suspension. He couldn't play against Spain, so he won't be as travel weary and tired as some of the others. Carrick, who's having such an easy day, it's unreal. At some point in this first half he might put down the cigar. Here is Herrera, plays it out to the right. It's picked up by Darmian. Darmian comes in field. He's being tracked by Danny Ings. He releases it to Carrick. Carrick, who's got a whole acre of space just to manoeuvre into, and more time than the universe has, to pop the ball off to Fellaini. Out to the left, it's picked up now by Shaw. Shaw cuts in field. His eyes are bobbing and weaving. Where am I going to go next? He goes into Schweinsteiger, allows it to be poked down the left for Fellaini. Fellaini can't reach it. Skirtle away, and Liverpool try a counter-attack down the right with Firmino. Firmino infield, finding Chan, who's in the centre circle. He hasn't seen much of the ball today. And now it's back to the right with Klein. Klein, who's been playing for England rather regularly. Offside flag up against Danny Ings, who'd moved into an advanced position. And it remains Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0.
Well, from a Manchester United perspective, they've done everything except for in that final third have that little bit of quality and nous to find the right ball at the right time with the right finisher.
Well, they haven't got a finisher, have they? That's the problem, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
no striker has scored for Manchester United in the last 11 games.
I understand that, but there's, you know, we saw Bastian Schweinsteiger making moves forward, running beyond the Liverpool defensive midfield. Depay, Mata scored 3 last season against Liverpool. They have to weigh in. There's no Rooney, no Martial, no Van Persie anymore. You've got to weigh in elsewhere.
Shaw's deep cross into the penalty area, flicks off the back of Fellaini, back to Mata, back into the area, looking for Herrera, who throws himself into the air and springs well but can't reach the ball. It's cleared by Milner. And I say cleared, it's humped by Milner from the edge of his own penalty area, diagonally out towards the near side, looking for Benteke. He just flicks the ball, and the play couldn't do anything with it.
Well, where are the footballers in the Liverpool shirts? Where are the players dictating that you keep the ball on the deck?
No Henderson, no Coutinho, of course, today.
Midfield has been very disappointing. Milner's been workaday as he usually is. There's no worries about his work rate, but maybe lacking that little bit of quality. Emre Can has been desperately disappointing, almost a passenger. Lucas has been wasteful in possession.
They've given it away again, and here's Memphis inside the area. Now he just took a little bit too long again there, Memphis, and he got a little bit of contact off of James Milner, and in his mind I think half of him was thinking I could go down here, then he hesitated, then he didn't, then he lost the ball. Milner sweeping it forward, gives it straight back into Manchester United's possession by playing it into the right wing position. There's no one there. Brendan Rodgers just patrolling now up and down that technical area down in front of the stand. We're halfway up inside the south stand here, just right at the halfway line. Beautiful view here. Brendan Rodgers has come down out of his technical area, the elevated bricked technical areas here at Old Trafford, and just stood on the AstroTurf right next to the pitch, arms folded. He doesn't look happy.
Well, I wonder, whether United could afford to either go 4-1-4-1, just have one holder because they're not being threatened at the minute at all in midfield, or even play 3 centre halves and 2 forward wing backs bombing forward. Luke Shaw and Darmian could do that. I think that particularly when Manchester United went with Mata in a wider position, you could have Herrera and Martial coming from a deeper position, or maybe even a Memphis dragged across into a 10 position. Everything bar the finish at the minute.
Liverpool warming up substitutes just moments ago. Manchester United have, as of yet, failed to do so. Sacco warming up now down in front of us, away to our left-hand side, and Alberto Moreno as well. As the ball bobbles in front of Shaw, can't control it, just ran off the turf. I don't think he anticipated that. And it goes out of play and away for a Liverpool throw in the right full-back position. Manchester United, who started the day in 5th position, taking on Liverpool, who started the day in 7th. And it remains goalless. Elsewhere today, Everton beating Chelsea by 3-1. It leaves Chelsea 11 points behind Manchester City. Norwich beat Bournemouth by 3-1. City winning late against Palace away from home. West Bromwich Albion and Saints locked at 0-0. Arsenal 2-0 winners over Stoke. Watford beat Swansea City today, their first win in the Premier League. And if you want, you're saying all of those matters, you can on Call Collymore later. Here's Chan onto Benteke, edge of the area, right-footed shot, well wide of goal. Offside flag was up anyway, but boy oh boy, that was 6 or 7 yards wide of the goal from Christian Benteke, who got himself into a half-decent position. Should he have been offside from that sort of...
No, again, as a central striker, you look across the back four and you keep looking, and then at the last minute when the ball comes through, you have a little look across once more, and then you run in. We've seen it so many times with strikers in the Premier League. Most of them do that now. They just run like the last man in a baton relay, just waiting to pick the ball up, and they don't mind if they're offside. They're happy for the line-out to give that decision.
That's 3 or 4 yards offside from that ball's played.
Of course it was. But the key thing about that move was Liverpool actually had a midfielder starting in his own half that was prepared to be dominant and aggressive with the football at his feet, and that's Emre Can, a man that's been desperately quiet up till now.
10 minutes to go. Liverpool be sitting there thinking, God, that's a good job Manchester United haven't got a finisher, because otherwise we could be in trouble here. It's nice still being at 0-0. Because really and truly, Manchester United have been infinitely better in the game, and Liverpool have been sloppy. But somehow they haven't conceded. They've found themselves still at level pegging, so it's still all to play for. Thought this might be a cagey game, this. I didn't think there'll be too many goals in it. That's probably because of the fact that these two haven't scored that many so far this campaign. Well, I mentioned it earlier, 5 between them.
Very early days in the campaign. I think that before the game against West Ham, Liverpool had like 3 shots on target.
They played 8 games between them in the Premier League. They've scored 5 goals between them.
Exactly.
That's not great.
And you're looking at it, and we are very, very early days, but you can't really see either challenging a Manchester City at the moment. And there should be. I mean, it may leave it down to Arsenal being the story. Can Arsenal compete with Manchester City? And I don't think they can over 38 games, which will get people saying the Premier League is boring and predictable between 2 or 3 certain teams sharing the league out between themselves. But you would expect better fare from 2 sides that have spent money.
The strapping teenager Joe Gomez has just thrown Matter off of the ball and picked it up inside his own half and worked it to Emre Can. He's moved down the left, played it against Smalling. Smalling has just taken the ball out of play, and it's away for a Liverpool throw halfway inside Manchester United territory. Still awaiting the breakthrough here at Old Trafford. In the Barclays Premier League, we've got 8 minutes to go before half-time. The Stretford end in fine voice away to our left. The ball bouncing around in front of Darmian. He can't control it, but prods it out of play. It's another Liverpool throw. And there haven't been too many attacks going towards the Stretford end where Liverpool attacking in this first half. Firmino, who's been eminently disappointing, takes the ball and runs centrally. He needs a bit of support, hasn't really got any, so he turns back into traffic, tries to thread it through the legs of Carrick, no chance. It's blocked by the England man, and then Smalling will clear upfield. Chested down by Skirtle, high inside his own half. United a little bit slow to get out of defence there. Schweinsteiger is the one closest to Fellaini. And Chan and Lucas exchange passes inside their own half.
Well, these games are usually filled with high-quality individual performances, but the tempo of the football match, usually between Liverpool and Manchester United, here or at Anfield, is extraordinarily high. You can very rarely breathe. The first 25 minutes you're just in a bit of a daze because you're running around, you're trying to get back, you're trying to get forward. And both sets of players really have had acres of space and time. I mean, the fact that we're at Old Trafford with 75,000 people here and it feels like a testimonial game gives you the kind of idea of the fare on offer here at the moment.
Well, I thought Manchester United actually started the game
They did for
really
15-20 minutes, and then it's really tailed off quite badly since then. Liverpool haven't taken part in terms of being a cohesive passing threat from the central defenders through midfield, getting players like Ings and Firmino on the ball, going down the flanks and getting crosses in. It's been long ball after long ball up to Benteke, and if he doesn't win it, then it goes through to David De Gea. And for Manchester United, it's a case of doing everything well up until the final third, then just need to keep their heads and have that little bit of quality to get that goal, which at the moment may well be enough.
Remains elusive. It may be enough because Liverpool the lowest scorers in the league alongside Newcastle. Here's Shaw combining with Memphis, deep inside Liverpool territory, sends the ball forward towards Fellaini. Oh, he can't control as it drops at his feet. Great opportunity for Manchester United. Cross came in from the left edge of the penalty area, deep inside the Liverpool half. It was chipped back towards the edge of the box. Fellaini had a bit of space, but it cannoned off his knee and ran away from the Belgian, and Liverpool were able to clear.
Well, there's the problem of having a converted big central midfielder up front. It's okay to have him playing there for 10-15 minute spells maybe at the end of a game or against lower opposition in some of the cup competitions, but his dispatch rate is not going to be good when the ball comes in the box. That's 2 opportunities now. He's had one played to his knee, one played to his foot. First touch has been too heavy.
5 to go before the break. You're listening to Talksport. This is Fellaini trying to feel Skirtle on halfway and try and go around him. He can't do so. It goes out of play and away for a Liverpool throw-in. Manchester United players said in one of the papers this week, or it was reported they said in one of the papers this week, that they were a little bit scared of Louis van Gaal's bulldog face when he gets upset with them. I'm not sure he'll be upset at half-time, but they do need a little bit of bulldog about them in the final third. And of course, the man who's definitely got that spirit, Wayne Rooney, is not available for Manchester United today. An injury picked up in training, a tightness yesterday, failed a late fitness test. He couldn't make it. But that said, he has gone 10 games in the Premier League without scoring a goal for Manchester United, which is his longest run.
And what you don't want is to have him starting the game, pulling up with a hammy, and then being out for another 7 to 10 games, and then all of a sudden it becomes a huge crisis.
Especially with the Champions League in the offing in midweek. PSV live on Talksport, then Saints away next weekend. Capital One come action against Ipswich in the offing, then Sunderland and Wolfsburg before the middle of October. And Liverpool have got Bordeaux away in the Europa League on Thursday night, and it's Norwich next weekend at Anfield before a game against Carlisle. Mignolet and Chan causing themselves all sorts of problems. The ball's running towards the Liverpool goal here, and Mignolet stops it from getting too close to it. Schweinsteiger was the one who was putting pressure on, and Liverpool again just looking a little bit shaky. Mignolet certainly one of the reasons for that. The Manchester United crowd now just trying to urge their team forward in the last 4 minutes of the first half. 0-0 is the score. Shaw now pounding forward, gives it to Memphis. Memphis tries to cut in field. Firmino's there and nudges it out and away for a throw over on the far side. Goalless at Old Trafford. 75,000 people hoping that, well, 72,000 hoping that Manchester United can find the breakthrough. There's a pocket of Liverpool fans away to our right-hand side who have made their usual vocal noise. They're very good at making their presence felt.
Would it be fair to say that at the moment the performance of either side isn't befitting the stature of both clubs? And
Manchester United scored 2 goals in this game, and that's fair enough, and everyone's happy. If they don't, I understand exactly what you're saying. I think they've played well up until a point, and that point is the edge of the 18-yard box.
Really struggling to see what Liverpool are doing. I mean, analysing a game, you automatically, as a given, think that Liverpool are going to pass the ball. You're going to critique the quality of the passing of the football. You know, are players 5 or 10 yards within each other? Can they play over the halfway line and then spring 3 attackers? I mean, you may as well take Ings, Benteke and Firmino out of the team, because all they've done really is try to get back in their own half to make it a little bit more difficult for a mostly dominant Manchester United side with the ball. But I've just seen no energy, no spark, no cohesion between Liverpool players moving forward.
Here's Shaw. He's bounding forward now, and he's up towards the edge of the Liverpool penalty area, finding Herrera, who turns and gives it to Carrick. Carrick forward now to Mata, who runs almost crouching into a central position, gives it to Schweinsteiger. On the wide left-hand side, it's with Memphis, who swirls across him, looking for the tall, lanky, hairy figure of Marouane Fellaini. Can't reach him, comes back out to Schweinsteiger, chips it down towards Memphis. It hits him on the back as he goes beyond Klein. Klein turns and fires it upfield. Now Benteke has a chance to try and bully Smalling. He wins it, takes it to the right-hand side, and then across comes Shaw and says, "I'll have that, thank you very much." Benteke ends up on his backside, and Manchester United have got it back again. That shouldn't be the way of things. Ball goes up to Ander Herrera. Saw Lucas coming again. Lucas is going to be booked because that's a totting up procedure. Michael Oliver, if he doesn't book him, is certainly having a word with him and going to say to him, this is it, this is your last chance, because he's given away too many cheap free kicks like that.
Well, it's surprising, and it's actually quite nice to see in this football match that has been so standoffish between particularly the midfielders, where, like I say, in years gone by that have really gone head-to-head and made those kind of challenges. It's taken a little bit of frustration from Lucas around the halfway line to actually go in and make a challenge for the ball.
Well, he didn't get booked for it, but he has been given a final warning by the referee, Michael Oliver, who sent off Ibrahim Afellay and Charlie Adam in his last game. Here's Schweinsteiger moving forward towards the edge of the D. His edge to shoot, doesn't do so, gives it to Ings by accident. And now the turnover means that Liverpool are coming up over halfway. It's the left and Benteke, then infield to Chan. Chan to Benteke. And then he runs through the centre circle, tries to go past Schweinsteiger. He's very deep here. Ings has gone beyond him. Chan's got it back again. That's a poor ball. Manchester United win this and Liverpool are in trouble, and they have done that on halfway. Schweinsteiger picking the ball up, sending it to the right-hand side of Mata, but it's a poor ball by Schweinsteiger, and Joe Gomez has read that and he's kicked that clear up towards halfway. And as the fourth official adds 1 minute on at the end of the first half, Manchester United are trying to look for the goal that's going to put them in front here. Ball out towards the left-hand side. Hasn't been a 0-0 since 2005 between these two teams. Here is Memphis trying to get the better of Lucas. Cut out and sent to halfway. Ball up to Fellaini, 10 yards from the edge of the area. Herrera trying to slip it through to Mata. Interception comes from Lovren. It was a vital one. Dived in just to stop the key pass going through to Mata on the edge of the area. Chan brings it out of defence. up into the Manchester United half. We're inside that extra minute that we've been added at the end of the first 45. Manchester United dominating possession and having most of the ball deep inside Liverpool territory, but no real chances, no real opportunities to test Simon Mignolet in the opening exchanges. Liverpool scrappy and sloppy in possession, and that's why at the break, despite there being 38 league titles between them, nothing is able to separate them at half-time. These fierce rivals playing out what has been in truth an average first 45 minutes. At the break, it's Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0.
Well, when I think of some of the class and quality these two clubs have given football lovers over the years, I'm going back decades and decades here. Today feels like the day the football died for Man United and Liverpool. Absolutely dreadful at Old Trafford, 0-0. Hopefully tomorrow lunchtime, the Sunday exclusive at 1 o'clock, Mark Saggers, your host, Sunderland Spurs. Who knew that could be better than Man United Liverpool with Stan Collymore and Sam Matterface. Got Champions League in midweek. Tuesday it's PSV against Manchester United. Saggers is your host from 7. Wednesday from 7, Saggers presents commentary of Dynamo Zagreb against Arsenal. On Thursday we've got Europa League commentary. It's Liverpool again away to Bordeaux. Updates on Tottenham against Karabakh and Ajax against Celtic as well. So that's your live football coming up on Talksport. Let's check on the half-time odds with Barry Orr from Betfair.
The Form Zone on Talksport with Betfair, where you can cash out on single or accumulator bets, so you can take your winnings before the end of the match. Selected markets conditions apply.
Barry, do you know what? I've decided to cash out. We had the win with Manchester City, the win with Arsenal. It's 0-0 at the moment. It's so bad. It'll be a bad mistake, and that anybody could make that mistake. So we're just going to cash out and quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, well, you're waiting on Man United here for £455. So if you cash out now, the offer is £202 to cash out of your bet now. So I've hit the big yellow button and you've cashed out for £202. Well,
we're double our money. We're doubling our money with that. So yeah, we're doing that. We're hitting that button.
For the charity. That's a good shout. Half-time betting in play on Betfair at the moment. It's 11-10 Man United. Liverpool currently 11-2. The draw's 13-10. The first goal scorer market's still live. Memphis Depay is currently a 4-1 chance in that. Marouane Fellaini 9-2.
Probably be an own goal the way it's going. Barry, thank you very much. Checking on the half-time odds with Barry Orr from Betfair.
The Form Zone on Talksport with Betfair, where you can cash out on single or accumulator bets, so you can take your winnings before the end of the match. Selected markets conditions apply.
So half-time at Old Trafford 0-0. Coming up during this interval, we will hear from Alan Pardew, Vincent Kompany, Roberto Martinez, Jose Mourinho, Wenger, Flores and Neil as well, and recapping all the sport from today as well. This is Talksport.
Matchday live on Talksport with Sky Sports, the home of the Barclays Premier League.
Suddenly, corners become incredible.
Remember the name, Georgios Nikolaos.
Heroes emerge from zeros. Rubbish days get a bit less rubbish. And now every game means something, because with Betfair, there's more to play for. Join today, and when you bet £10, you get £30 in free bets. It's time to tap, tap, boom. Minimum odds 1 to 5, free bet stakes not returned. Full terms at betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly.
It's got to be the Sun on Sunday for the best in-depth news on the day's biggest football stories and the fastest reaction to all the action. For sharp-talking comment from the biggest names in the business and all the latest opinion from the pundits who know the game best. It has to be the Sun on Sunday for on-the-ball analysis, passionate previews and a dedicated free goals pull-out every week. Don't forget to pick up your copy of the Sun on Sunday.
Want powerful showers and fast-filling baths? Looking for unbeatable performance and reliability? Look no further. Insist on Megaflow. The success of Megaflow as the UK's market-leading hot water cylinder is built on ultimate performance, simple installation and a lifetime warranty. And we're now offering you an amazing £150 cashback on every Megaflow cylinder purchased before December the 31st. Visit your local stockist or heatraysaviour.com/offers for terms and conditions. Put the power behind your beautiful bathroom. Insist on Megaflow.
At Arnold Clark, it's not all about driving everyone there. It's about getting to the game in style. It's not all about a good save. It's about a great saving. It's not all about visiting 200 showrooms. It's about searching over 15,000 cars on your phone. Arnold Clark. It's not all about the car. It's about you. Search arnoldclark.com.
Get it straight from Selco.
Selco.
It's where the trades go.
Get a real deal from Selco Builders Warehouse on a wide range of trades quality building products. In September, get a real deal on a 6 foot by 6 foot lap fence panel for only £12.99 excluding VAT. Now that's a real deal. See even more real deals and thousands of products in stock at selcobw.com.
Get it straight from Selco.
Selco.
It's where the trades go.
More and more people are choosing WeBuyAnyCar.com because it's no hassle and no haggle, like Jane and Mike.
We sold our car to our local WeBuyAnyCar.com because, well, we didn't want strange people knocking on the door at random points in the day, did we?
Apart from your sister.
Hey!
Sorry. Susan's a lovely woman.
Now, come on. To sell your car hassle-free, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
On digital radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. Talksport.
Man United 0, Liverpool 0 at half-time. Second half to come live on Talksport. And while United toil and labour on at Old Trafford, Manchester City stay top of the table with a 100% record and have yet to concede a goal. But they left it late without Sterling, Silva, and with Aguero kicked off the park early on. It took a sub from the academy, Kelechi Iheanacho, to stab home a late winner as Palace keeper Alex McCarthy couldn't hold a Nasri shot. Alan Pardew was gracious when he spoke with the Moose afterwards.
Their strength in depth showed a little bit towards the end. Nasri made a little bit of a difference, and De Bruyne to come on, £58 million player. But, you know, in the first half, when we had better energy, because it's been a tough week for our guys tracing around the world, we really were level. And I think I said to Manuel, it's a good game, isn't it? And he, after our little incident on the sideline, he said, yeah, it's good. He was enjoying it.
I was going to ask you about your little incident on the sideline, because it was heated, but then nice little handshake afterwards.
Yeah, no, because we want to win. I'm passionate. My heart's on my sleeve, and so's he. And it was a moment not unlike the last moment we had. Thank goodness, we both kept our heads. We were cool. I shouldn't have been in front of his box. He told me that, and I went back. As a good little boy. I was good today.
It was a good game as well. City skipper Vincent Kompany also spoke to the Moose.
First of all, how important a win was this for you today in relation to the fact that Chelsea dropped more points as well?
It was the hardest game so far, and maybe also the trickiest game to come and get points. And I think so many teams going to lose points here for us, so therefore it's a big win.
And you made the perfect start to the season so far. I mean, all around you are faltering, and does that give you a lot of confidence going into the rest of the season? Because obviously they've all got to play catch up with you. I mean, Chelsea got to win 3 or 4 games now, more than you.
Yeah, I mean, I said before, for us, it's the main thing is the focus around the team. We can achieve great things if, and that's a really important one, if we stay focused and if we don't get carried away. So no one is allowed to get carried away. No one is allowed to think that this is it. This is just for us. It's like building a house. You want the foundations to be strong, and we're building good foundations at the moment.
City 5 points clear at the top then. Their goal difference miles better than anyone else, and they're 11 points ahead of Chelsea already. Mourinho's men lost their third game from their first 5 today after Stephen Naismith's hat-trick tore them apart at Goodison. It finished Everton 3, Chelsea 1. Roberto Martinez says they deserve the win.
I think today we were very superior in the 90 minutes. Of course, we had to defend well at times, but if you look at the overall 90 minutes, we restricted Chelsea to 2 shots on target, one from distance that ended up as a goal, the other one is a header from Radamel Falcao, and that's if you want, that's the improvement that we had from 12 months ago, where we scored 3 goals against Chelsea, something that is difficult to do. But then today we were very, very strong, and I thought we showed a maturity that is incredible to see how that's evolved over the last 12 months. So extremely pleased, delighted for many aspects, for many individuals, and especially for the manner that Stephen Naismith gave us a lesson of how to be ready, how to be focused and prepared to take the opportunity to help the team and score the perfect hat-trick, which is an incredible reward.
Yeah, hat-trick for Naismith. Barkley and Stones outstanding today as well. In a lame attempt to defend himself and his players, Jose Mourinho said Chelsea were unlucky.
The players deserve a better result. They perform for a different result, and every event in the game went against them. One little mistake, 1 shot, 1 goal, second shot, second goal. opportunities that we didn't take, control of the game for the whole of the game, and total risk, changing formations, players accepting that as a need and as a responsibility. If somebody tries to score a goal, it's Chelsea with the 2-1. They go there for the first time in half an hour. One more shot, another goal. Everything goes against. The players, they feel it. They feel the weight of the bad results. Happiness is low, self-esteem is low, and the situation is not obviously a happy situation for us.
Sharing striking duties today, both Theo Walcott and Olivier Giroud got on the score sheet as Arsenal beat Stoke 2-0 to go second. Apart from Jack Butland, Stoke were dreadful. Here's Arsene Wenger on those two goal scorers.
It's good for their confidence, I believe. I'm pleased with the moment of Walcott. His goal he scored was for me absolutely outstanding, and Olivier Giroud is good that he got a goal as well, so that is of course very good for both of them. Striker, they say always it's not important if I don't score, but they know they don't tell you the truth when they say that. At some stage you have to show as well, to stand behind your players, and they've justified that today, and I'm convinced they will do that in the future.
Stoke are bottom and yet to win. A first victory though for Watford this season as they beat Swansea 1-0. Odion Ighalo with the only goal of the game. Watford have Valan Barami sent off as well. Kike Sanchez Flores is the manager these days, likes to play decent football but accepts the winner came from a long ball.
Finally football is very coming surprise with football, because normally I prefer to play with the ball in the grass, in the field, and finally you score with one touch. Goalkeeper, Dini and Ighalo, but this is a surprise is coming with football. Sometimes it's like this, including in the second half in the counter-attack, we can score again in another way that we are working normally, so but it's football.
Norwich were 3-1 winners over Bournemouth at Carrow Road. Alex Neil happy to prove the critics wrong.
Funny's football, I think whatever spin you can put in things, people buy into it. We've played 4 games up until today, and 3 of them have performed really, really well, and another one were really disappointing. And all of a sudden we had a bad start to the season and all the rest of it. And if we lost today, that would have continued to be the case, and experience would have played a part and all the rest of it. But ultimately we went and won the game, and now the story will be completely different. But I think that's just the sort of circus that goes on when you're in the Premier League.
And in the other game, Saido Berahino came off the bench for West Brom, but they could only manage a goalless draw with Southampton. Back to Old Trafford in a moment. First, Susan Spencer's got the rest of the sport.
Thanks, Adrian. Brighton are still the team to catch in the Sky Bet Championship. They remain top after beating Hull 1-0. Cardiff were 2-0 winners over Huddersfield, and Middlesbrough got past MK Dons by the same score. There were also victories for Birmingham and Burnley. At the other end of the table, Rotherham managed a 1-1 draw with Charlton. Gillingham stay top of League One, beating Blackpool 2-1. Crewe lost 3-1 to Millwall to remain at the bottom. Aberdeen are the new Scottish Premiership leaders, thanks to a 2-1 home win over Celtic, while Kilmarnock beat Dundee United 2-1 to record their first win of the season and move off the bottom. Jamie Murray has lost the men's doubles final at the US Open Tennis in New York. He and his Australian partner John Peers lost in straight sets to Francis Nicolas Mahut and Pierre-Hugues Herbert. And Hull KR have confirmed their place in Rugby League Super League for next season, beating Bradford 48-4 in the qualifiers. Don't forget, there's more live Premier League commentary tomorrow on Talksport. Sunderland against Spurs from 1:30.
Talksport. Loyalty, fearlessness, ferocious determination, and indefatigable spirit. Do-de-do-da-day. Talksport.
This is Talksport, and we are live at Old Trafford. It's 0-0 Man United Liverpool. First half wasn't good, and Stan Collymore, we had an eyewitness account really of why both United and Liverpool fans are growing restless with the lack of style on offer from their teams.
Yeah, I think that is the thing, is that the benchmark is very, very high for both of these clubs. Not winning or losing, will come with performances, but the performances aren't there at the moment for either side. No shots on target from either. Just had a rather famous TV sports broadcaster just came over and said, is this going to be Manchester United against Liverpool last on match of the day tonight? That would be a first, wouldn't it? Is that there's just, United were better, I've been perfectly honest, for at least 20-25 minutes, and then it kind of, the tempo abated to almost a testimonial pace. Liverpool, that's the first time I've watched a Brendan Rodgers side, going back to his Swansea days as well, and I've thought to myself, not sure what they're doing. Are they a long ball side? They're trying to pass it. They weren't trying to pass it through midfield, and and be incisive in their passing. They were just trying to launch it up to Benteke, and he's the kind of player that when you launch it up to him and he's not on form, he can look really quite lazy. He can look Balotelli-esque. Manchester United about to make a change, which Sam Matterface will tell you, which from a Manchester United perspective can only do better. Sam?
Well, Ashley Young is coming on. Who is disappearing? I think it's Memphis. I will confirm that for you in just a second, but Ashley Young is certainly coming on. And I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues at half-time whilst we were having a tuna sandwich, and he said to me, you know it's a bad day when you're craving Ashley Young. Well, Manchester United have got Ashley Young. He's coming on in the second half. I think Ashley Young has been a bit harshly treated in the first part of the season because he did very well towards the back end of last campaign. Has worked well under Louis van Gaal, and he's now given the chance to come on and impress in this second 45.
I think the thing is for Ashley Young is that he will look to take players on. I think at this juncture in his career, you know, he worked very, very closely when he went from Watford to Aston Villa with John Robertson about when to cross, when to pass. Memphis doesn't have that yet, so I would expect better from Ashley Young.
And I'm going to get to your thoughts on what this means for Memphis and what he has to do in the next few minutes, but let me just run through the 2-11s as we're about to embark on the second half here. Adrian, thank you very much, and Adrian will be back with you on Monday for Drive, and of course next weekend for all the goals as they go in on Match Day Live. We're underway in the second half. Manchester United shooting from right to left towards the Stretford end in red shirts, white shorts, black socks, and Liverpool in all white with red trim, shooting from left to right towards the scoreboard end. United with De Gea in goal, Darmian, Smalling, Blint and Shaw the back four, Carrick and Schweinsteiger. Then Mata, Herrera and now Ashley Young who's on the ball, and Fellaini leading the line. 14 crosses sent in by Manchester United in the first half. They didn't make the most of them. Liverpool only sending in one into the box. They line up like this. Mignolet, the goalkeeper. And we'll break off because United are coming forward here. Ashley Young getting the ball off of Fellaini after a throw-in from the left-wing position, getting a shot on goal but blocked by James Milner. Back to halfway. Mignolet, the goalkeeper. Klein, Skirtle, Lovren and Gomez the back four. Milner, Lucas and Chan in midfield. Firmino, Benteke and Ings leading the line for Liverpool.
Yeah, just having a look away to our left, just down a few rows. Roy Hodgson and former teammate of mine, Gareth Southgate, having a chat with each other, looking at some of the England prospects on the pitch. Luke Shaw was probably the more outstanding of the England players. You remember, both England fullbacks are on display. You've got Ashley Young that's come onto the pitch, Michael Carrick of course that had to drop out of the squad.
Joe Gomez is, I'm sure, being looked at by Gareth Southgate and Roy Hodgson. I know England very much blessed for left fullbacks. Here is Young on halfway. 61% of the possession in the first half for Manchester United. Ball is on the halfway line with Chris Smalling. Smalling out to Darmian, who played for Italy twice in the international break. 2 1-0 wins versus Bulgaria and Malta. This is his first experience of this fixture. Matteo, just a note for your records, it's usually a little bit more intense than this.
I think from a Liverpool perspective, you're really starting from scratch in terms of trying to get your passing game going.
This is Manchester United against Liverpool. It's 0-0, and so far we haven't really had too many punches thrown. Here is Schweinsteiger into the centre circle and Carrick, chased by Chan. Darmian into Schweinsteiger, little back heel through to Mata. This is better. Fellaini back to goal midway inside the Liverpool half. He shifts the ball out to the left. Now Young moving down the left wing position. He's got Klein in front of him. He goes on the outside, then goes on the inside, squeezes his way into the box and he's pulled back. That's a free kick right on the edge of the area.
I'm not sure why players always do that with Ashley Young. He picks the ball up on the left wing, level with the 18-yard box, and he's heading towards the box. Keeps it close to him on his right foot. Give him two choices, to cut in or to go. Make him go down the outside and put the cross in and then defend the cross. He then just plays it with the outside of his right foot in between the legs of Klein, looking for the penalty. Don't give him the option to do that. Stand off him a little bit, make him go down the outside of you and try and put the cross in. Crossing a free kick in a very dangerous position for Manchester United.
Well, he only started one game so far this season to Ashley Young, but he's made an impact here within 3 minutes of coming on as a substitute, winning a free kick in the left wing position. It's about 7 yards back from the byline. Mata will take it. It's right on the edge of the area. on the chalk of the white line of the area, and it's Mata who will take it left-footed, slips it back towards Daley Blind, who hits it high into the roof of the net to put Manchester United in front. Daley Blind with a rifle of a shot from the edge of the area, and Manchester United take the lead in the big one. It's United 1, Liverpool 0.
It's essentially the Scholes corner, the Scholes to Sheringham. Free kick, really good free kick. Left-hand side of the 18-yard box. Everybody thinks it's coming towards the edge of the 6. Instead, it comes to the edge of the box where Daley Blind just trots in and side-foots it into the top left-hand corner. 1-0 to Manchester United. Daley Blind, the Dutchman.
Well, his dad is under the microscope in Holland right now. But Daley Blind has certainly helped out Manchester United this season by being deployed as a centre-back. And he's certainly helped out Louis van Gaal this afternoon. His first goal of the season. Manchester United's first goal of the afternoon. It's United 1, Liverpool 0. And here they come again with Schweinsteiger in the left wing position, getting the cross into the box. Fellaini arriving. And it's nodded away by Gomez, but only as far as Ander Herrera, who's turning up on the edge of the box. It comes back to Ashley Young, and his shot bobbles off of 2 defenders before being picked up in front of his goal by Simon Mignolet. A little bit more urgency about Manchester United. And in truth, despite the fact that the first half was no real spectacle as it reached its conclusion, Stan, Manchester United probably deserved the lead.
Yeah, and think that for Manchester United now, they can settle a little bit and play with a little bit more confidence. You can say what you like about Ashley Young, but he had a really good season for Manchester United last season. I think his decision-making at the moment is better than Memphis.
Young,
and they're flying.
To Herrera, 20 yards out is Mata, to Herrera again, and the Slovakian Skirtle stretches and arcs his neck just to glance it away from the onrushing Herrera. Manchester United are finding their beat now, and the rhythm has been set by Ashley Young. Another corner to Manchester United. Young walks over to the Stretford end. He urges a little bit more support from them. United leading Liverpool here, 6 minutes into the second half. The atmosphere starting to rev up. The noise cacophonous from the Stretford end. Short one taken to Mata. It's back out to Blind. It's that corner again. He lifts it towards the far post. Smalling is there. Comes to the Schweinsteiger. And he just can't sort his feet out. It bobbles off the outside of his knee and goes behind and away for a goal kick. It was a good delivery by Daley Blind. Schweinsteiger could have met that in his stride. Maybe a couple of years ago he might have taken that down and then whacked it past the goalkeeper.
I saw a replay of the goal, and you have to say, you have to cover all your bases. Is the ball going to go between the penalty spot and the goalkeeper? Few defenders there. Is it going to be on the penalty spot to the edge of the 18-yard box? A couple of defenders there ready to charge, and somebody on the edge of the 18-yard box to stop exactly that. Nobody was stood in a Liverpool white shirt on the edge of the 18-yard box, and there must be alarm bells amongst Brendan Rodgers and his coaching staff that no Liverpool player was within 7 or 8 yards of Daley Blind when he struck that shot. All Manchester United now.
Well, you could see the panic on their faces as it was sent back towards the edge of the box. 4 or 5 of them realised, oh no, he's going to hit this, and they all went charging out, but it was too little too late. The ball was already nestling past Simon Mignolet, and it's Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0 on Talksport with Sky Sports, the home of the Barclays Premier League for the next 4 seasons.
Liverpool look as if they're in a real slumber. Very little energy about their play, very little incision. They have to try and make this the big game that it is on paper.
Firmino turning in the right wing position. Poor ball behind Chan. Picked up now by Manchester United, who come forward again. Now Brendan Rodgers is already under scrutiny. He needs to pick up points, and especially in these big games. And now Matteo Darmian has been released down the right side. Lovren chasing over, gets there, nudges the ball out of play in the left fullback position, and it's out for a throw-in to Manchester United. 53 minutes gone. Lovren looking a little bit annoyed with his fellow teammates as Manchester United pick it up again. Fellaini, bit of zip about them now, just passing and quickly getting, oh that's terrible. Gomez giving the ball away on the edge of his own penalty area to Herrera, who's got it back. Lucas chasing him, but still United have it. It's sent square by Schweinsteiger out to Shaw, 10 yards short of the penalty area. They're down the left-hand side now. It's with Young, back to Shaw. Shaw into the area. Can he control it? Well, he takes it away from Nathaniel Klein. That just holds Manchester United up a bit. Young's got it back again. Can he cross? He can. A looping one towards the far post. Matter back-pedalling, keeps it in, pulls it into the area. There's no one in red there to get it. I think the offside flag was up anyway, and it's a free kick to Liverpool, who trail by 1-0.
Genuinely speechless when it comes to Liverpool's performance. I know what these games are about, having played in them. And the very least, if you're not playing to the kind of form and ability that you have, you at least kind of make it difficult for the opponent. And Liverpool have looked like a lower league side coming here and fishing for scraps, looking for a replay. And Manchester United, what they've done is they've taken that energy from the first 20-25 minutes, and in the dressing room at half-time, Van Gaal would just say, keep your belief and it will come. It's come, and I'm struggling to see Liverpool counter.
Ings into Chan, edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Good tackle by Smalling. Schweinsteiger, who, when you see it later, you'll realise had a pivotal role in that goal. He took away the defender who was on the edge of the area with a darting run into the box, and that allowed the space for Daley Blint, which is why Manchester United find themselves in front in the game. 1-0 the score here. And it's worth pointing out that not since November 2014, no side has had a better defence than Manchester United. We've already pointed out the paucity of Liverpool's goal-scoring options today already. They need to drag themselves back into the game. Manchester United don't look like they're going to allow this one to slip away from them. They look hungry and full of desire to stop Liverpool from progressing any further up the pitch. There's a good degree of energy about them since that goal, Manchester United. Lucas has it deep inside his own half. 1-0 United lead.
You're starting to see now the Manchester United players under Herrera, who's in support in a central position of Marouane Fellaini. He's got more of a spring in his step. You're starting to see Schweinsteiger making steps forward rather than sideways or back.
Here's Klein sending the ball into the box. David De Gea's touched the ball. Klein down the right-hand side, cantering into opposition territory. And David De Gea, obviously devoid of any action, has just started to invite a little bit more with a poor clearance, which is given away. Klein's got it back, and now a chance for Firmino. Squares it across the face of goal. Benteke can't tuck it home because Chris Smalling is there to save Manchester United. And Smalling turns round to David De Gea and says, hey, back up your ideas. We want a little bit more decisiveness than that.
Well, he's barely had a touch, David De Gea, in the entirety of this football match. And I think maybe a little bit of overconfidence. He did what Simon Mignolet did in the first half, which was look to roll the ball out while he's got it, instead of taking that 5 or 6 seconds to let his back four shift out the 18-yard box. Last thing Manchester United need is gimmies.
Milner into the near post. Chan with a deflection, tries to guide it through the box, claims of handball. Referee's having none of it. Cleared away. That might have been handball by Gomez on halfway. Again, the referee shakes his head, and the ball is recycled once more. Here inside the area, ball picked up by Ings. Ings towards the near post, and a lovely save by David De Gea. Tucks it round the post and out for a corner. An acrobatic effort from Danny Ings as the ball came back in from the halfway line. A left-footed acrobatic volley which was sneaking in the top corner until the intervention of one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Didn't quite get the contact on it. Ings at the near stick, which helped him. It hit into the ground, which will automatically slow it down, but well tipped round the post. The right hand upright from De Gea.
Second corner of the game for Liverpool. Ball in towards the near post. De Gea's come and gone nowhere near that. It's away by Benteke, who inadvertently cleared it. It's aimed in towards him again. Smalling with a header clear. The Slovakian Skirtle nudged back in towards the penalty spot. Away by Smalling again, who's been a colossus so far for Manchester United whenever called upon, despite the fact they haven't had much defending to do. Herrera forward to the right, collected by Mata. He turns the ball infield.
Well, at least we're starting to see some tempo and a little bit of passion. Yeah, exactly. That's what you want. That's what you expect at the very least in these games.
Something happening here at Old Trafford at last. 1-0 to Manchester United. Liverpool behind once again. Anthony Martial has just taken advice from the coaching staff at Manchester United. His question was, which way do I go to warm up? Left or right? They said, towards the Stretford end, please. And there he is, the most expensive teenager in the world, warming up for the first time on the touchline at Old Trafford. He will wear the number 9 for Manchester United. Carrick, pounded by Emre Can, who seems to be the only one in the Liverpool jersey who's capable of really getting at the Manchester United's back line.
Well, I just wonder whether Brendan Rodgers might ponder a substitution or some degree of change. I think that it's been in midfield where Liverpool have been really lacklustre today. Lucas, Chan, who made 2 or 3. The 2 runs that Chan made in the first half shows the potential that he's got. But he looks like a player that's disinterested today. He's a big physical powerhouse of a man that scampered past
I think
Carrick and Schweinsteiger a couple of times, but he hasn't done it anywhere near enough. He hasn't looked interested enough in the game. So I wonder if he might make a midfield change, Sam. Beg your pardon.
He's got closer and closer to Benteke as the game has worn on. Here are the latest odds from Betfair, Talksport's official matchday live betting partner. With Betfair, you can cash out in play on a single or accumulator bet to take your winnings before the end of the match. A £25 pre-match bet on Manchester United means you can cash out now for £42. Here are the latest odds. 6-1 on for Manchester United to win the game. 22-1 for Liverpool to go beyond Man United and win it. 5-1 the draw. And cash out at Betfair is available for you on the website, or you can download the app and try it today. Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. Talksport, the biggest sports radio station in the world, bringing you live and exclusive commentary from Old Trafford. Tomorrow we're at Sunderland's Stadium of Light for Sunderland against Tottenham.
Yeah, just looking at our monitor, Brendan Rodgers taking counsel from Sean O'Driscoll and Gary McAllister. He mentioned the word Firmino and then pulled his face. He's not been particularly happy with his performance. Wonder if we might see Origi a bit raw, like an Anthony Martial.
Jordan Ibe possibly.
Jordan Ibe can certainly make those runs Darmian-esque.
I thought you were making out a street name for him then, using his initials and his surname, Jibe. Here's Fellaini, bullying Lovren towards the edge of the area. It's clattered by Skirtle, free kick Manchester United. And Ashley Young is straight over to take it.
Now that's front play from Marouane Fellaini. The ball's just lumped forward. That last bounce in the air, 3 or 4 foot. You make sure as a centre-forward you're not going to let your centre-half come and get the ball. Just completely bowls Dejan Lovren out the way with pure strength.
It was Lovren actually, not Skirtle, who eventually brought him down, because as Lovren had been pushed out of the way by Fellaini, he wrapped his legs as he was falling round the limbs of the Belgian.
But it was good initial play by the Belgian to say, you're not going to win the ball, I'm going to win the second one and the first one and the third one if it arrives, forcing Lovren to give the free kick in a really good position now for Manchester United. Ashley Young and Juan Mata standing over it, a yard or two, dead centre outside of the D.
1-0 to Manchester United, defeated in the last league game away at Swansea City. They can take a 2-goal lead, could they score here? Mata steps up, leaves it for Young. Young over the top of the wall and over the top of the crossbar by a good 4 or 5 yards.
I think he can be really disappointed with that. Ashley Young, you'd expect him to hit the target there. Usually very good, getting the ball round a wall. It's high, wide and handsome into the Stretford end. No sign yet of a substitution for either side. Will we see one of the youngsters, an Ibe, a Martial, an Origi, to either try and drag your team back into the game or press home the advantage if you're Manchester United?
Divock Origi hasn't made his Liverpool debut as of yet, and it's a big game to throw him into, the 20-year-old who played on loan at Lille last season after signing for Liverpool after the World Cup in Brazil. As Stan was saying, incredibly raw. I saw him a couple of times for Lille last season and he wasn't particularly impressive. Ball switched towards the left-hand side. Ings chasing it, picking it up and running towards Matteo Darmian. Darmian goes across to him in the right full-back position, produces the tackle that was required and goes towards halfway. Excellent work by Matteo Darmian, who seems to have settled in beautifully since his move from Torino.
Certainly one of the signings of the season so far. But you kind of knew it from a full-back, was he going to be able to cope defensively with what was thrown at him and potentially a flaky Manchester United back four, but he's coming to a decent unit, Sam, to be fair. I mean, Daley Blind hasn't been exposed today as a left-back or as a holding midfielder. He's looked very much at home as a central defender. There'll be tougher physical tests to come for Daley Blind. Chris Smalling has looked very good, but Liverpool have been a poor attacking outfit today, so I haven't really tested him, but love the enthusiasm that Darmian shows when he gets the ball and the runs that he makes. Really infectious for his team.
This is Shaw receiving the ball and playing it into Herrera. Herrera looking to try and funnel it into Young. Young can't reach it because it's blocked by Lucas. Lucas takes the ball for Liverpool to halfway, and Liverpool back in possession, but Firmino has given it away rather cheaply after being trapped by Schweinsteiger, and Manchester United have possession once more. 1-0 they lead here. with just under half an hour to go on Talksport with Sky Sports, where you can see the home of the Barclays Premier League for the next 4 seasons. Benteke may have been released here, though, after a slip from Smalling. Darmian is across to recover, gets back into the 18-yard box and nudges it out and away for a corner kick. Do you know what? There was a moment there where there must have been a few red hearts in mouths, because the ball was pushed forward by Milner into the path of Benteke, and it looked as if he was going to sprint beyond the back line. Smalling had made a slip, but then across come Matteo Darmian and snuffed out the attack.
Yeah, and Darmian did ever so well. He's on the wrong side of Christian Benteke, just did enough to be able to shoulder barge him. That doesn't come easy against the Belgian centre striker. Usually when he's in those positions, he is very strong.
Corner deep in towards the near post. It's flicked on by Skirtle, cleared off the line by Daley Blind. Aimed towards goal again. Firmino is there. They can't squeeze it home. There was a scramble inside the 6-yard area, but Liverpool couldn't force it behind David De Gea. Daley Blind to the rescue on the line from the initial effort. And Manchester United survived. The ball launched into the area from the corner kick. Daley Blind is nursing a side injury, but boy was his skills required there. Stationed on the line, it bounced off of Danny Ings, I think, last.
Nowhere near crossing the line though, Sam.
That's the reception for the most expensive teenager in world football. Anthony Martial, whose fee could be worth £58 million, is coming on to replace Juan Mata. And there is a sign away to our left-hand side, handwritten, with quite a few Sharpies gone through to produce that. It says, Anthony Martial, welcome to the Theatre of Dreams.
It's going to be interesting to see where he plays, on the left or the right, just like for like with Mata. He wants just signalling to Marouane Fellaini to drop a little bit deeper, and he's going to play as the point man, as a central striker. He had some very, very good ones there in Manchester United colours over the years. Cole, York, Van Nistelrooy, Solskjaer. So he's got big, big boots to fill.
Jordan Iber's come on for Roberto Firmino as well. This is Talksport. Here is Milner up towards Benteke, trying to roll the defender. Can't do so. It's away by Blint. Blint trying to clear here. Does manage to clear. It's collected by Darmian, and then first Fellaini, and back into Schweinsteiger. He's got it back again here. There's a problem, I think, for Ashley Young, who's gone down inside the Liverpool half. Still on his haunches. United keeping possession. And the ball is knocked down the play by Schweinsteiger eventually, so that he can receive some treatment. I'm not sure what happened there. Was it a collision with Skirtle, or was it something that happened off the ball? Let me tell you about the live football that is coming up on Talksport tomorrow. Saggers is with us as we go to Sunderland against Tottenham Hotspur. Commentary from Stan and myself. On Tuesday night, 7 o'clock in kick-off, we've got Champions League for you. PSV Eindhoven against Manchester United. Higginbottom and Proudfoot behind the mic for that one. Updates on Man City and Juventus as well. On Wednesday night, John Roeder behind the mic as Dinamo Zagreb take on Arsenal in the Champions League. Clive Allen is the summariser, and Andrew McKenna is with Ray Houghton on Thursday evening, 6 o'clock. It's an early start, this one. It's Europa League commentary of Bordeaux against Liverpool, live on Talk Sport. That incident involving Ashley Young can be explained by our touchline reporter today. A very good evening to Dominic McGuinness.
Good evening, Sam. Yes, well, what happened was Martial, he got his first touch in Manchester United colours with the header. Ashley Young was trying to get on the end of it, and he's just gone over on his right ankle. It looked like a nasty one, but he's back on his feet now. He's had some treatment from the physio, so it's no lasting damage, it would look like, but he has gone over quite awkwardly on his right ankle. But as I say, back on the pitch now.
He's just turning to Michael Oliver and asking if it's all right for him to return, and he does. And we're halfway through the second half, and it's Manchester United who lead by a 1-0. So how has this affected the formation then with Martial coming on? He's on to lead the line, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Ashley Young on the left. You've got Ander Herrera now that's moved over to the right-hand side, and Marouane Fellaini can still, when they play the longer balls, go up and attempt to get the flick on ahead of Skirtle and Lovren to flick it in behind for the runs of Martial. Very much a player that is going to play on the shoulder of the last man.
Young getting the ball and turning Klein. Plays it into the left wing position, hoping that Shaw would have made the run. Shaw was a little bit lackadaisical, didn't do so, and it was picked up by Jordan Ibe and cleared away for Liverpool, who trail by 1-0 here. Carrick trying to win the ball back off of Emre Can. It's out to the left. Collected in the fullback position by Gomez, who's being harassed by Herrera. That was a little bit late by Gomez on Herrera. The referee might well readdress that when we have a stoppage in play, but Manchester United have got possession once again. 68 on the clock. 1-0 United lead here thanks to the goal scored by Daley Blint in 49 minutes, inspired by Ashley Young.
Just seen Ander Herrera now, just getting in behind Lucas. He's making the Brazilian just twist and turn his head to see where Herrera is, just to be able to pick those balls up in the little pockets and then get on the half turn and then thread something through as he's just done there.
So Darmian is on the overlap and now in the right wing position for Manchester United. He pulls the ball into the box. It wasn't a great ball. Joe Gomez wins it and then he's dispossessed by Herrera. Fellaini's got it back again. Here's Carrick rolling it to Schweinsteiger. Back to Carrick once again. Carrick through towards the edge of the area and Herrera's round the back here. Gets into the box. Challenge comes in. He goes down. Penalty. Joe Gomez on Ander Herrera. Penalty kick. Took his time there. Michael Oliver consulted with his linesman.
Well, I'm going to need to have a little look at that. Joe Gomez doesn't look happy at all. Great ball by Carrick. Catches his legs, just toe pokes the ball past Joe Gomez inside the 18-yard box. Contact. I don't think there was any attempt at a dive. I think it was one of those organic. He's gone in to make the challenge. He's caught the lad's legs. Penalty to Manchester United at the Stretford end.
Ander Herrera has placed the ball on the spot. He's looking for his second goal this season. He said that others have to chip in and help with the goals, lessen the burden on Wayne Rooney. He has placed it down, he steps up, he strikes it right footing high into the roof of the net, and Manchester United double their lead. Ander Herrera from the penalty spot with a rifle of a shot past Simon Mignolet. United needed to bounce back after defeat at Swansea, and Liverpool are proving to be a willing springboard. It's Manchester United 2, Liverpool under pressure, 0.
Well, they do say fortune favours the brave, and you have to say in the opening 20 minutes of the game, in the opening 20 minutes of the second half, Manchester United had intent in their football, beautifully took penalty. Must have been watching Wayne Rooney at Wembley in the weeks. It was identical, high, wide and handsome of the goalkeeper's right hand. 2-0 to Manchester United. You'd say on the balance of play, the intent, the creativity, it's been deserved. But I have to say, this is one of the worst Liverpool displays I've seen for quite some time.
2-0. And here comes another change for Manchester United. Well, you'd expect FSG to back their manager, given that he's spent £80 million on giving the team a facelift, changing the coaching staff. But certainly you feel the pressure will intensify on Brendan Rodgers should they be well away from the top four by the time we get to Christmas. It's another defeat in another big game for Liverpool away from home. It is certainly becoming a habit that they cannot shake off. It will be one win away against the big boys in 16 attempts for Brendan Rodgers and his team. Changes Schneidlin, who's coming on to replace Michael Carrick, who's played his 70 minutes. He changes the captain's armband and gives it to Chris Smalling, and he gets a standing ovation, Michael Carrick. Well, I'll tell you this, he's had harder afternoons, that's for sure.
Well, I would have expected him in a game like this to be looking over his shoulder a lot more, but he's ran the game. And there's no doubt about it that Michael Carrick, when he plays against the kind of opposition that Liverpool have offered today, which allow you to go across the halfway line, he and Bastian Schweinsteiger, as Aid Durham says, and Aid's not, you know, he acknowledged the fact that there were two slowies in there, if you like, in front of the back four. Being a Carrick fan, is that Liverpool just haven't taken any advantage. Carrick and Schweinsteiger have pranced and preened in that central midfield, and they won't get an easier afternoon. Yet this is a Manchester United-Liverpool game.
Darmian has just smashed a Liverpool winger over on the far side and is given a free kick away. He's got a yellow card for his troubles as well, Matteo Darmian. And it's a free kick to Liverpool over on the far side. United leading by 2-0. James Milner to take the free kick. Can they make something of this, Liverpool? Milner in towards the near post, wide of the goal and behind into the scoreboard end. Well, at least they've had a shot. May not have been on target, but at least they've had a shot, Liverpool, and they have been shot shy this afternoon. And they're about to make a substitution themselves. And Divock Origi is about to make his Liverpool debut. And this is not the circumstances you'd want to sort of bring a young, impressionable striker onto the field of play, but he's coming on to replace Danny Ings.
I think he has to get his team shape right. He has to find a system. You remember when he went back to the sort of 4-4, he found the 4-4-2 diamond. It's not really been that today. It's been essentially a sort of 4-3-3. But there's so little dynamism from Liverpool in the central midfield. Benteke will play well when the team plays well, but he's got to pull his finger out a little bit more because
he's got to get some service to him as well.
He has, but he's got to make himself a nuisance. Marouane Fellaini's made himself a nuisance. There's always the suggestion, because he had, you know, his goals to games ratio for Aston Villa was exceptional, but there's always the suggestion that sometimes he looked a little bit disinterested. And if you've got players playing behind you that are running around trying to make it hard, Benteke, like a Mario Balotelli, can be quite an off-putting sight.
Milner on Young, high challenge at a ferocious speed, yellow card, that's on halfway. Worth pointing out that Daniel Sturridge went back to first team training this week, Stan.
Well, they're going to need him sooner rather than later, but for me the question marks are Lovren. They got Lovren, Toure, Sakho. None of them have impressed over the course. Emre Can, what's happened to him? I thought he was going to be the real successor to Gerrard in his dynamism. Nobody can...
Milner sends the ball over the top. Benteke trying to chase away. Smalling sticking to his task and pushing him wide away from the area. He's joined now by Daley Blind, and then Shaw stabbed out and away. They're thrown on this near side.
Super play by Chris Smalling and Daley Blind. Talk about a partnership. Ball goes over the top. The two Manchester United defenders wedge in. Benteke, then they allow him to go to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. Then Shaw, the left full-back, comes and nicks the ball in front of him. Really good defensive play.
Here's Milner in the right wing position, gets to the byline, pulls the ball back. Benteke with a header over the top of the crossbar. Well, he rose above the Manchester United defence. He's much bigger and taller than almost all of them. And he sprung into the air and he guided his header towards the goal, but it was at least a yard over the top. He craned his neck and he powered it, but the direction was well off. And it's out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 2-0 Manchester United lead here on a really disappointing evening for Liverpool. These are the kind of games that define a season. These are the kind of games that, you know, if you're a manager, you have to show that you can compete in. And Liverpool haven't really today.
Well, that's the thing. These games demand at the very top of the pecking order competition, aggression, leadership, desire, commitment, all of those words. And I'd question that from some of Liverpool's players today. And that hasn't been always the case. They've, you know, I think that even though in the last couple of seasons they've come close to winning the Premier League, disappointed in spells last season, you could see some sort of progress. Today I've seen none. For Manchester United, there's still plenty of question marks. You know, putting teams to bed. What's the best front four that they have available when everybody's fit? Who is going to play? Who's going to drop out? But certainly the thing that Manchester United had at the top of their list for the first 20 minutes and the first 20 minutes of the second half was desire. And that's carried them to victory.
77 on the clock, 13 to go. Talksport live at the Theatre of Dreams. It's been a nightmare for Liverpool this afternoon. Skirtle sees it all the way back to Simon Mignolet. Mignolet under pressure here from Anthony Martial. Clears, but only as far as Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger sends it on to Fellaini. Fellaini tries to send it out wide left. Young is there. Can he get the cross in? Martial waiting in the centre. So is Fellaini. Goes down the left to Shaw instead of run beyond him and into the wing position, but it's blocked by Jordan Ibe and cleared away by Liverpool up towards halfway. 2-0 Manchester United lead on Talksport.
I've got to say that Daley Blind has been superb today. Not only his goal, his distribution has been quite good. He's just made an overlapping run from full-back to left winger. This is a centre-half, left-sided central defender. He's defended well against Benteke, but as you say, hasn't had really much service. And I actually think there's something about Daley Blind, and he can play further forward than playing a centre-half when everybody is fit for Manchester United.
Well, that's his natural position. I mean, I think Van Gaal didn't buy him to be a centre-half. He wants him to play in that central midfield position.
But I think in a more forward role. I mean, when he gets forward, you've seen with the goal he scored today. I've seen him do that 2 or 3 times, make a run forward when he's been a defensive midfielder and United have dominated, and he's got forward into advanced positions. I genuinely think he's got... I mean, it's the Ajax way. They played them in different positions in the Ajax youth team, and it's no surprise that he can play a number of positions.
Of course, there's a lot of competition in that central midfield role with Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin, Carrick, Fellaini, who's got the ball now on the right-hand side from Martial. Runs towards the edge of the area. Left-footed strike. It bounces off of Martin Skirtle. And then Klein half clears. Chan picks it up and runs it out to the near touchline. Liverpool come on the counter-attack. Try and break. And it's poor by Chan. Gives it to Shaw. And it's another turnover of possession. And Chan's really unhappy that Klein didn't help him out there. But Young is coming forward for Manchester United, who lead by 2-0 live on Talksport. Tomorrow we're at Sunderland, where we're watching Tottenham. And then we've got 3 games for you in Europe this week in the Champions League and the Europa League. And then next Saturday, we're back in Manchester to watch Manchester City. And what at the moment seems a rather unchallenged drive towards the summit of the Premier League. 11 points clear of Chelsea. There's a little bit more closeness between Manchester United and them after today. Martial chasing down the right-hand side. And it's out of play by Dan Lovren over on the far touchline.
Well, looking at Martial at the moment, likes to run in behind. Like I say, he will have his body on the half, turn up against his central defender, waiting for the ball over the top. So I think it's going to be primarily about his pace. Decent movement into the right-hand channel.
5 points will be the difference between Manchester City and Manchester United, should this result stay the same. United on the attack down the right-hand side, thrown in towards the edge of the area, collected by Lucas, who runs it clear. Schweinsteiger says, "You're taking far too long to distribute that, so I'm going to come and pinch it." And that's exactly what he does, slides in and knocks it out of play and out on the far side and away for a Liverpool throw.
Not bad for a player that can't run.
You don't have to run if someone just runs at you.
But he's been very good today, Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Yeah,
but then again, he hasn't had anybody. The football is easiest to play when you're making all of the forward runs and the opposition aren't running at you. And with the greatest respect to the very good performances from Manchester United today, that there's been no doubt, they've been the more proactive side.
Very good.
Neither Schweinsteiger or Carrick have had people running at them even 5 or 6 times a half to be able to ask them questions.
Our producer Doddy, when they made the final substitution, pointed to Schweinsteiger, who had told me that half-time had been blowing since about 20 minutes into the game, and said, "Oh, he's got to play 90 minutes." I think he probably needs to get them under his belt. That's probably why Van Gaal is doing it. Given away by Schneiderlin in midfield. Benteke has picked it up. 2-0 to Manchester United here with 10 minutes to play. Less than that, 8 minutes to play. Darmian tries to intercept. Joe Gomez has won it back for Liverpool. They're now in the left wing position, approaching the goal away to our right-hand side. It's crossed in by Milner, headed clear by Blin. Picked up by Fellaini. He meanders towards halfway, shifts it off to Martial, tries to flick, doesn't work. Clattered into by Lovren, but gets back to his feet, holds him off. Apparently he's quite powerful, Martial, from what I've been told, and he's holding Lovren off here, trying to roll him. Milner comes across. There's a tangle which yields a free kick for Manchester United.
I think what he needs to do, I mean, the ball's played to him now on the halfway line, on the right wing. First he's tried to do a little sort of roundhouse trick to go past the defender, and then he's tried to show how strong he is. Get it, pass it, move.
Keep it simple.
Very simple, particularly as a teenager. Get it, pass it, move. And that's what he needs to have told to him now by the manager Louis van Gaal. You don't have to play 56 or 60 or 80 million pound players are those kind of price brackets because they do the basics much, much better than anybody else. The little tricks come on top of when you play well.
There's a little bit more to them than that.
No, but it's very true, though.
It's true. There is more to them than just that. And I'm sure Anthony Martial will prove that over time. But he's on the pitch here, trying to assert himself on the game. A game which Manchester United are leading by 2-0. Here's Divock Origi, 20 years of age, back heel into the path of Ibe, who's on the right-hand side in the wing position, takes on Shaw. Shaw's got to be careful. Ibe with a shot towards the far corner. De Gea with a save, stretching out the right hand and turning it round the post. It's another good save from David De Gea.
One for the cameras there, though, wasn't it?
The flash bulbs went off, didn't they?
You see Origi just drop the shoulder, right-hand corner, puts his foot through it. It's arrowing towards the top corner, but very near for David De Gea to pull out a right arm and pull that one out.
Jordan Ibe's done that a couple of times in his Liverpool career. And has been thwarted as well as he was by David De Gea as the ball comes in from the corner kick far side. Only the fourth of the game for Liverpool, headed away after Skirtle Rose. Collected by Joe Gomez, then on to Nathaniel Klein. Klein approaching the edge of the area, slips it wide right. Ibe facing up alongside Ashley Young, teases him, goes towards the byline, produces a cross. It's headed into the air by Blin. Overhead kick from Benteke! Oh, what a goal that is from Christian Benteke. An overhead kick from inside the 18-yard box to score only his second Liverpool goal in front of the scoreboard end with 6 minutes to go. Is that giving Liverpool hope? It's Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1.
Oh my days, what a finish from Christian Benteke. He hasn't aged to think about it. It comes out of the air, it's deflected into his path, he's going back away from goal and boom! Right on the meat of the top of the boot. Herrera goes to close him down. No taking that one out, David De Gea. 2-1.
Pick that out of the old onion bag. That was a sensational goal from Christian Benteke. The athletic way, he rose in the air and shifted his body weight and cracked the shot high above his head. It was almost Collymore-esque against Leeds all those years ago for Bradford City, wasn't it?
It was.
You might have to YouTube that one, folks. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. We might have a game on our hands here, and Manchester United will be incredibly disappointed, Stan, should they not end up winning this game.
Well, I mean, they've had 2 or 3 opportunities. Brendan Rodgers is going to make another substitution. I mean, really what they can do now is what they've been doing for the majority of the game. He's forcing the ball up to Benteke. It just goes to show with Manchester United, there's still that kind of soft centre at a time when they should be looking to add a 3 and a 4.
Just took their foot off the pedal a little bit, didn't they? And Liverpool have taken advantage. It took a moment of genius for them to get back into the game, but hey, it's still only 2-1. Here's Anthony Martial into the area, weaving its way through. Oh, what a goal! Anthony Martial weaves his way through the Liverpool defence. He goes up to the goalkeeper and sends it low into the corner of the net. That's what you get for 58 million quid. 2 weeks ago, Wayne Rooney didn't even know who he was. Everybody knows who he is now. His name's Anthony Martial, and he's just opened up his Old Trafford account with a stunner. It's Manchester United 3, Liverpool 1.
Well, let's be honest, the game was crap up until now, and in the last 5 minutes it's come alive, and all of a sudden we've seen a wonderful overhead kick, a wonderful run and skill and close feet from Martial, left-hand side of the 18-yard box, takes it inside Skirtle, opens up his body, and it must have been slow motion. There is the goal at the Stretford end. Can I side foot it in? Yes, I can. 3-1 to Manchester United.
Instant hit. Louis van Gaal says he was buying him for the next Manchester United manager, but he's already reaping the benefits. And here come United once more. It's Fellaini, midway inside Liverpool's half. 3 minutes to go here. Lucas has come off, been replaced by Alberto Moreno for the final few moments at Old Trafford, where Manchester United lead by 3-1. And here is Schweinsteiger trying to get into the area, goes down under pressure from Klein, who's been booked and had to be careful. Referee says no problem.
If you just look at Martial, he just hangs on the shoulder of the last man, and players don't do that anymore because they all play in a sort of generic 3 where they like to turn and run with the ball and what have you. He will play on the last man, and that's why he'll get goals.
I have here written on my notepad, dubbed the new Thierry Henry. There was something Thierry Henry about that goal, wasn't it? peeling away to the left, weaving in from the left-hand side into the box, right foot, curled it along the floor into the far corner. It's Manchester United 3, Liverpool 1. And the response when he scored, I mean, it was deafening. And apologies if you couldn't hear me and you didn't know what was going on for a second, but the noise inside this stadium was unreal. They knew what that goal meant. Here's Ashley Young picking it up on halfway, sending it through, looking for Martial to chase. It's back as far as Mignolet because Lovren is intercepted. And then, it's not a great pass out to the far side for Joe Gomez, and have to be a little bit careful here, Liverpool, who trail by 3-1. Louis van Gaal did tell an invited audience at Old Trafford Cricket Club this week, we'll win today. Don't you worry about that. And it's 6 wins in 8 games over the old enemy for Manchester United. I wonder what Brendan Rodgers is thinking. 08717 223344. Call Collymore, open for business. Liverpool fans might want to have their say on today's football. They might want to talk about the tactics employed by Brendan Rodgers, the lack of real intensity and passion in the game. 08717 223344. United fans want to talk about the debutant who has lit up Old Trafford with a wonderful goal. 08717 223344. 81089 on the text, at Stan Collymore on Twitter. We're open for business from 7:30 tonight. You can talk about Everton beating Chelsea, City's last-minute winner against Palace, who are doing very well, Norwich's victory over Bournemouth, or Watford fans who have won for the first time today. Here's Klein down the right-hand side into the area, looking for Moreno. Oh, he's miskicked it. He's miskicked it on the left edge of the area, and there's more glee from the Manchester United fans who are revelling in this performance by Liverpool. Apart from the Benteke overhead kick, which was a sensational goal, a goal of absolute pure class, Liverpool have been insipid in the game.
Yeah, they have, and I think that bar that moment of pure magic from Christian Benteke, 4 minutes have gone up on the board. That Liverpool have been desperately disappointing. Going back to that Martial goal, what it goes to show is, and we've seen it actually with players like Raheem Sterling when he's played up front, is that when you play on the shoulder of the last man and you wait for good service, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is that a midfielder is supposed to serve you. You don't have to. We've all been kidded because of the 2 best players in the world, Messi and Ronaldo, can pick it up and do it themselves. That central strikers need a discernible and definable service, and he had that. He had the ball played through to him, then he had the confidence and the presence of mind to be able to drop his shoulder and just pass the ball into the back of the net. Lovely finish.
Marian Fellaini has just gone clattering into Alberto Moreno over on the far touchline. The referee has allowed that to go out for a throw-in. No decision against the big Belgian, who has put himself about a bit this afternoon. Manchester United closing the gap to 5 points on Manchester City at the top of the Barclays Premier League. It's Manchester 1 and 2 at the moment, and we've got more live games for you to come over the next 24 hours. Tottenham and Sunderland tomorrow, which we'll keep an eye on. Live commentary from that game, kick by kick, and we've got Aston Villa and Leicester in the afternoon to keep you updated with On Call Collymore. Here, Manchester United are about to secure all 3 points. It's another defeat for Brendan Rodgers. 7th defeat in 14 Premier League games for Brendan Rodgers.
That's not good enough. 50%.
That is huge.
For a club at Liverpool, you've got to be, well, dare I say, any of the 5 or 6, you've got to be looking at winning the vast majority of your football matches. 2 or 3 games if you're Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City. 1 or 2 people start to become a little bit of a flood, and it's fascinating to hear from Manchester United and Liverpool fans on what they felt in the game today. Manchester United fans will be buzzing because everybody will be saying, here's the new Thierry Henry and we've got him. What a good piece of business that was. Chelsea fans would love to hear from them. I mean, what has gone wrong? Could it be that Jose Mourinho just doesn't last the season at Chelsea? Unthinkable in May or June. A possibility. 08717 223344. If you call now, we'll call you back between show start 7:30 and 9 o'clock. So book your call 08717 223344 and join the world's best football phone in Call Collymore at 7:30.
90 seconds to go. Added time at the end of the 90. 3-1 Manchester United lead on Talksport. And the Manchester United fans, some of them have seen enough. A lot of Liverpool fans have already vacated the premises. And it's been a Manchester United performance which, without being sparkling, has been well worthy of its victory. 3-1 may well be the final score. And that probably is about right. When Liverpool got themselves back to within a goal of Manchester United, you felt maybe that was a little bit flattering on the visitors, who had offered very little up until the point when Christian Benteke's overhead kick went beyond David De Gea. United 3, Liverpool 1. Herrera from the penalty spot, Blint and Martial with the goals. Anthony Martial scoring after cutting in from the left-hand side, weaving between two Liverpool defenders, getting towards the edge of the 6-yard box and caressing the ball with the instep past the goalkeeper and into the bottom corner. Here he is again, picking it up and running at the Liverpool defence, cutting it back to Schweinsteiger, who does very well with a little back heel, a cute one past Milner to find Schneiderlin. Good possession football by Manchester United, who are toying with Liverpool, but no longer. The Roar tells you the story. The referee blows the full-time whistle at the end of the biggest game in England. Manchester United are dominating it right now. They did the double over Liverpool last season, and the bragging rights are staying in Manchester again. All the talk will be about martial law come tomorrow morning, but it's finished at Old Trafford. Manchester United 3, Liverpool 1. Stan Collymore watched the game alongside me as Manchester United beat Liverpool by 3-1 this afternoon. And Stan, we saw an instant impact from the most expensive teenager in the world.
Yeah, the thing for me with Anthony Martial is plays on the shoulder of the last man, doesn't get overly involved in play, but he has the belief that once you thread the ball through to him, they can do something with it when it happens in the box. So he will have very, very quiet games for Manchester United. The interesting thing is, will he be able to keep his goals ratio ticking over to be able to compensate for that? For Liverpool, desperately disappointing.
Brendan Rodgers under pressure now,
under massive pressure, because this wasn't a Liverpool performance in its passing, in its intent, and in a big derby game like this on television and radio, you expected more. Benteke really good with the overhead kick, but overall for Liverpool, you've got to give them a 4 or a 3 out of 10. If I'm looking at potential man of the match candidates, Daley Blind for me. Thought he was absolutely superb today.
OK, well, an excellent performance from Anthony Martial. It took him just 30 minutes of his debut to score his first goal for Manchester United. That put the cap on a victory at Old Trafford for the 6th time in 8 meetings with Liverpool. It finished Manchester United 3, Liverpool 1. Let's get our man of the match with Sky Sports.
Man of the match on Talksport with Sky Sports, the home of the Barclays Premier League, with 116 games live only on Sky Sports this season.
So it is time for our man of the match with Sky Sports, and there will be a number of contenders, I'm sure. Stan, you've already identified one of them. Matteo Darmian, I thought, had a very good game at right fullback for Manchester United. Carrick found it very easy today. You've already talked about Daley Blind. Who are you going to give it to and why?
Daley Blind. I've been critical of him as a central defender. In all honesty, didn't have to come up against very much today because there was very little support for Benteke, and didn't see many really good runs from midfield to try and move Smalling and Blint out of the way. But there was one ball over the top which Christian Benteke ran onto, and you thought he might be in here, just knees it in front of him. He gets to the edge of the 18-yard box, and the way that Smalling and Blint read the danger was exceptional. They sandwiched Benteke. Shaw came across and nicked the ball. Fantastic goal from Daley Blind. Made a couple of runs down the left wing as well. Overall, a very, very good performance from the Dutchman that I've been highly critical of. So I'll hold my hands up and say Blind slotted in at central defender. He won't be for long, but I actually think he could play much, much further up the pitch. He's got the kind of confidence and ability and technique to be able to play the other end of the pitch. But Daley Blind is my man of the match, Sam.
So Daley Blind is our man of the match with Sky Sports, the home of the Premier League, for 23 years and counting.
Man of the match on Talksport with Sky Sports, the home of the Barclays Premier League, with 116 games live only on Sky Sports this season. This
is Talksport live at Old Trafford, where Manchester United have beaten Liverpool by 3-1. It moves them up to second in the Barclays Premier League, 5 points behind their City rivals, Manchester City, who won today. Liverpool down in 9th position, 7 points from 5 games. More importantly, I think, for Brendan Rodgers and co, is the fact that they've now been defeated 7 times in their last 14 Premier League games. Liverpool fans who have vacated the premises, 08717 2233 44. That is the number to call if you want to call Collymore, open for business between now and 9 o'clock tonight. The season ticket with Danny Kelly is on straight after that. Georgie and Mickey wake you up tomorrow morning with all the reaction to this game, plus a look forward to our commentary game tomorrow, which is Sunderland against Tottenham. It kicks off at 1:30. Sankt is your host from 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Been a big day in Scotland. Aberdeen top of the pile in the Scottish Premiership after beating Celtic. They keep their 100% run going. They came from behind in that game, Aberdeen. In the Championship, Brighton stay top after a win over Hull. Derby get their first win of the season. That was against Preston North End. Everton beat Chelsea in the early kick-off. Chelsea 11 points behind the leaders now. Jose Mourinho saying afterwards, until it was mathematically over, he would not accept that they could not be champions again, but certainly they have a lot of work to do. He was very much looking forward to getting to the Champions League, where he said at least they still have the same points as everybody in their group. They haven't started yet, of course. Elsewhere, Norwich beat Bournemouth by 3-1. Crystal Palace were beaten by a last-minute goal by Ian Nacho. Manchester City taking all 3 points at Selhurst Park. West Bromwich Albion drawing with Saints 0-0. Arsenal 2-0 victors over Stoke. Watford win their first Premier League game by beating Swansea City. And at Old Trafford, they may be separated by a stretch of the East Lancs Road, but this afternoon they had a sprinkling of glamour and a bit of martial law between them. And it's Matter who will take it. Left footed, slips it back towards Daley Blind, who hits it high into the roof of the net to put Manchester United in front. Daley Blind with a rifle of a shot from the edge of the area, and Manchester United take the lead in the big one. It's United 1, Liverpool 0. That's the reception for the most expensive teenager in world football. Anthony Martial is coming on to replace Juan Mata. Through towards the edge of the area, and Herrera's round the back here, gets into the box, challenge comes in, he goes down, penalty. Joe Gomez on Ander Herrera, penalty kick. Took his time there, Michael Oliver consulted with his linesman. He has placed it down, he steps up, he strikes it right-footed high into the roof of the net, and Manchester United double their lead. Ander Herrera from the penalty spot with a rifle of a shot past Simon Mignolet. Facing up alongside Ashley Young, teases him, goes towards the byline, produces a cross, it's headed into the air by Blind. Overhead kick from Benteke! Oh, what a goal that is! From Christian Benteke. Here's Anthony Martial into the area, weaving its way through. Oh, what a goal! Anthony Martial weaves his way through the Liverpool defence. He goes up to the goalkeeper and sends it low into the corner of the net. That's what you get for 58 million quid.
Match day live on Talks.